the thing was, this tape is over 6 years old.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So for this thing to
why now?
Surface, okay, who wants to hurt? You know, who wants to hurt who? That's what you got to figure out, and why.
Radar just put out an article saying that Hulk has braced his family for the possibility of a second sex tape coming out.
Oh, really?
Oh, I have no idea.
How many sex tapes are there?
I have no idea.
You didn't brace your family for anything?
No, I braced my family. There could be another one.
Will you press charges?
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna.
Oh,
You're
yes,
going
sir.
ahead with this.
Yes,
because
sir.
you've got to prove to the world, too, that you're not in on it. Yeah, right.
I've been rocked pretty hard before, but this is...
You're at it. You're at it.
I could see why somebody would not want to face this and jump off the Empire State Building. I could see something. I could see how this could do something really horrible to someone's life beyond repair.
Are you saying you're feeling suicidal?
No, not at all. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
So where are we at with Bubba? I'm dying to talk to him already. Gary, where are we at? There's so much stuff to cover with this.
Okay, so you can pick up line 20 and it should be Bubba.
Line 20. We have the phones working. Bubba.
Hello, Howard, you're on my air. I think I'm on yours.
All right. Hey, I got to keep it clean.
You got to keep it clean. I got to tell you, man, every time I talk to you, even personally, I get real nervous.
Why?
I don't know, Howard.
We're friends.
Well, yeah, I know. I just get real nervous.
You know what? This is all so confusing to me. Hulk Hogan was your best friend. And I guess I still, and you used to joke around with me, and you'd say, hey, Howard, do you want to have sex with my wife? You know, you're the only guy I'd let do that, you and Hogan. And I always thought you were, like, kind of kidding. But you really weren't.
Well, listen, yes, I was, first of all.
Well, no, you weren't.
Well, hold on, Howard, because I would never really think that you would take me up on that offer. Secondly, this all stems from when the preacher fretted over her when we were getting married, and that's where it kind of all stemmed from. And so it was an ongoing joke, and we made parodies about it and things like that. I mean, even you had a big monologue as to how hot you thought she looked at the wedding. And
I think she's a beautiful woman, and I liked your ex-wife very much, but
and the preacher went on and on and on, even in front of me and while we were getting married. So we kind of always had it as an ongoing joke, and even made parody elements.
But Bubba, man to man, I mean, what? I can't believe you'd want to share your wife with another guy.
Well, you're probably right on that. And
what went on? What went on with you? I'm not even asking. I know you got to be careful with your ex-wife, but. Why, especially you weren't even married that long, what's your scene? It seems very dark.
No, it really isn't. It's really not that dark. I'm actually, and I know you're not going to probably believe me, I'm probably a little more conservative than you think.
Right.
And
really? But weren't you jealous?
I was in a different spot of my life at that point, and I really can't get into, the spot of life that I was in.
But you were depressed.
Yeah, insecure and depressed, and and that.
But usually, when you're insecure, you don't want another guy, especially a guy as manly as Hulk, with your wife.
Well, and as he stated, he was his marriage was crumbling, and he was in a dark place, and he was trying to rehabilitate. Hey, listen, none of it makes sense, Howard. None of it.
So did you instigate? Like, in other words, all of you guys were in on this. In other words, it wasn't a secret from you. No one was cheating.
No, it was not a secret. And
but what is it like when Hogan walks out after he's had sex with your wife, and like all of a sudden he goes, "Okay, man, I'll see you later." I mean, aren't you sort of angry even at yourself?
Yeah, probably, yeah. You're probably right on that.
Because this isn't the Bubba I know. I mean. It's a little.
It's very deep. It's very confusing. It's not. It's pretty much unexplainable.
Did you guys ever talk about it? Like after he walks.
It's not right in any capacity. I'm not happy, and I'm not proud of it.
But Bubba, because I'm just trying to understand, because I know you a long time now, and we're friends, and so when he walks out of a bedroom after he's been with your wife, is it like business as usual, or is it awkward?
Both.
And then what do you say to break the ice? How was it?
No. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs of that particular time. I'm not. But it's all of what you said and more. The reason why I'm so mad is that we were friends, and this was an act that all parties knew about everything.
Did everyone know about the tape?
Everybody knew about everything.
Okay. In other words, you have tape in your house.
And since 2002, when I was going through my child custody thing, my agent Tom Bean said we need to make sure that your house is cameraed up so that nobody can say that you spanked your child. Because when you're a public figure, people. I mean, God, this just goes to show you that people are lying for you at all times, especially when there's money involved.
Yes, but Nixon made the classic mistake. He taped everything he did. And that's what did him in. He had an 18-minute gap in the Watergate tape.
There's no gaps in my tapes. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, make a long story short, nothing's ever been.
So you're saying everyone knew. Hogan knew he was being taped.
Hogan lived with me for 3 months, Howard. Hogan is up to speed. This is and just to kind of get back to your original question.
Right.
And that is, why am I mad at Hogan?
Right.
For 15 years, I've been his insurance policy locally to cover his ass on everything.
You've been a good friend, and when he was down and out, you would put him on the radio show, and you stuck up for him no matter what, even with the lawsuit.
When his kid, did what he did, and the media was going insane, and playing this tape right here. I mean, you got a guy, you got a Marine that's a vegetable that's for the rest of his life. And Hogan goes to visit his kids in jail, and this was all over the media, and talks about, and rather than just say, hey, listen, you know what, it's really a sad situation that we've done this, and we need to, get through this, they blame it on the kid. Listen.
I don't know what type of person John was or what he did to get himself in this situation. I know he was pretty aggressive and used to yell at people and used to do stuff. And
but Bubba,
for some reason, man, God bless him, heavy on a kid, man. I don't know what he was into. John was a creative person.
So, I mean, it's a classic example.
Yeah, but Bubba, you were right there with him, defending him.
You can't change your mind now.
Right, but wait a second, Bubba, putting aside...
I can change my mind, Robin, when a friend that has been there to cover your ass and has taken the high road and not used, my ball-busting media outlet like everybody else in this town has, and took care of my friend, even when it was not the popular stance, even though when people would say, wow, Bubba is really being soft on Hogan because Hogan's kid's a real jerk and hasn't learned from his lesson, and Hogan's talking smack about it. I took the less than popular stance, looked like a dumbass, and so I would expect when the chips are down and we're in the trenches of something that's this
that
bad,
he would give you the benefit of the doubt.
He wouldn't name me as a part of an effing $100 million lawsuit, that we could talk about this, and the real problem in itself is nobody held a gun to his head. The real problem in itself is who the hell leaked this.
Right. Now you say, listen,
the problem.
I guess he feels you leaked it.
Well, I would hope that he would help me, or I could help him, or we could go on our own and find who did. Because
do you know who did?
No, I don't, because I wish I could. I wish I could find
Well,
them.
who has access to those tapes?
I don't know. I don't know who. I'm going to be honest with you, Robin. I've never seen the tape.
Where does the tape go? Where is the tape held? In other words, in your house, there's a central station where this tape.
I'm not going to get into all the logistics now because I've just been now served a cease and desist from Hogan about talking about this at all. I find that amazing, and the fact that for 15 years, when it was time to bury his wife and call her a gold digger and make songs about her and bury Macho Man and anybody else that wronged him, he used my show as his poison pen. But the bottom line is now, when I'm just simply recanting things that we've been through because he's filed a $100 million lawsuit.
Bubba, did he try to call you and say, hey, Bubba?
We have talked. We've talked before he went on your show. We've talked. And because things aren't going his way, and because he's not able, this is my opinion. This is strictly my opinion. Because he's not able to play the victim card right now to save his marriage and to save whatever he's trying to save, then he switches gears, and I've seen him do it over the years, but I've just never been the brunt of it. He's now switched gears, and all bets are off, all friendships are off, everything's off to the point of covering his ass. And quite frankly, I'm not a flip-flopper. I'm not a bad guy. I'm just not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to sit back here and
I'm assuming that he must think, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm assuming he must think, hey, it's Bubba's taping system. He had the tape. Therefore, Bubba didn't protect me. He didn't destroy the tape. He held on to it. And now, for somehow, Bubba took the tape and sold it or gave it to someone to watch, and now he's in a fix.
And so when all that comes out, not to be fruition, he's now ruined an unbelievable friendship. I mean, he was the best man at my wedding. He's the godfather of my son. And at the end of the day, man, let's not forget this, Howard. At the end of the day, you know who the real victim is?
Me.
And it pains me to say this because we didn't divorce amicably, and that is Heather. What I mean, that's the real
I think she comes off looking very bad in this.
And at
very
the end of
bad.
the day, he could care less about her. He could care less about me. He only cares about himself. And now there's rumors that there's other tapes of them. And I don't think that there are. I think that whomever that has gotten this has probably cut it up and made it a best-of series.
Well, I'll read you the latest. It says this is from the Philly.com. I think it's something to do with the Philadelphia Daily News. They say that they spoke to someone who has seen multiple videos of Hogan and Heather together. It says there are more videos with her with B and C list celebrities that are coming out. This is according to some Philly.com.
And that's the problem in itself.
And now it's setting off lots of rumors about her, so she is getting hurt.
Right, and at the end of the day, man, I can tell you that I don't know of any other situation that she was involved in, first of all. I can tell you. I'll stick up for her by saying that. And secondly, this has led because he...
Have you gotten closer with her as a result of this?
No, I've not had any
contact.
You're not talking to her.
Listen to this. Another source says he saw footage of one of the surreptitious recordings of Hogan, all of which seem to have been taped in the Florida home of the Clems, using the N-word and other derogatory remarks about black people. Not you, I think. I think they're referring to...
it's not me. I'm not.
I mean,
here's the deal, man. I would love Howard to have seen this so-called tape that they have.
You've seen it.
Howard, I have never seen this tape.
Really?
I would be able to give you better testimony as to what's on this tape and to validate people's opinions if I had seen it.
Bubba, you weren't curious to see what Hulk did to your wife?
Never saw it.
So you don't get off. Your thing isn't getting off. You don't like to watch.
My thing is not to get off at all. This is a situation that involved all three parties. Everybody was up to speed on the deal.
But what did you get out of it?
Nothing.
Did you get off on it sexually?
No. You know what I got off? I'm being made to look like a real stupid-ass chump is what I got made of. You don't think, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You don't think if I had anything to do with this that I would have been smart enough to edit myself out so that I don't look stupid?
Are you on the tape looking stupid?
I guess from the accounts that.
What are they saying you do on it?
At the end of it, I was, saying, "Oh, if we're ever going to retire, then this would be our ticket to whatever and what have not." Meanwhile, Hogan is within earshot of that. And secondly, I was being a smartass. If I'm going to release that, and I have the mindset to do something like that, am I going to record myself saying that?
I don't know. No, I mean, I would edit the thing. Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
If you and I are going to rob a bank, am I going to call the bank up and say, you know what, I'll be there in 20 minutes? No, I'm going to rob the bank. I'm not going to sit here and tell on myself when I know that I'm being recorded.
So, Bubba, you knew there were cameras because that's something you set up. But at the same point, you say you never view these videos.
No, it goes to a master hard drive, and that's I've never seen this video.
So somebody got into your hard drive.
I've never. I don't know the logistics of where it came from, who got into what.
Do you think it could be Hogan himself who took the tape and released it?
Howard, I don't know. At this point, I have no idea. I don't want to speculate because there's attorneys hinging on everything here, which is just idiotic.
He was saying to me,
absolutely.
Bubba, he said to me that he is so hurt. He's so embarrassed by this.
And so am I. He lied to you. You asked him in April, had you ever had sex with Bubba's wife?
Right.
He lied to you.
And he said he did lie, and he said he was doing it to protect you and Heather. Would you ever fuck Heather?
No.
You would not?
No. Man law, brother.
You would honor that man law?
Yeah. Even if they were divorced for 10 years.
You would never fuck
She's
Heather?
off limits
or if
forever.
I met your ex-wife simply because she was
You
your
wouldn't
ex-wife.
fuck my ex-wife?
No way.
I love you, man.
No,
Thank you.
That's man law, bro.
I
You don't do
love that you understand that.
You don't do that.
And so what is he doing now? He certainly is not protecting me and Heather. He's protecting himself. If you're trying to protect all three parties involved, nobody put a gun to his head, Howard.
What is it, Gary?
I mean, he sort of answered, but in the back office we were saying, there's a piece of tape where right after Hulk leaves, Bubba and Heather talking, and they're saying, "Wow, we could retire if we sell this tape."
Yeah, what's that all about?
That's what I said earlier. Now you don't think that I'm being a smart ass and that I'm just talking some smack? Because if I was really going to do that, Gary, that if I had I would have, one, distributed it and made a ton of money, and two, I would have cut that out so I don't look stupid.
Let me ask you something, Bubba. I said this to Hulk Hogan, and he didn't really answer it. I said to him, why don't you come in here with Bubba, and we'll put a lie detector on both of you, and then we'll get to the bottom of this. You would do it, right?
Great. No problem.
I mean, a real solid lie detector guy, top of the line.
No problem. I think everybody's got their eye off the 8 ball. I think people are now in the cover their ass mode for, I don't know, marriage purposes and things like that.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, man, the true crime is who the hell is doing this to us, and who has sent it to Gawker and the dirty and all these things, and trying to get the act. Let's work together. At the end of the day, I will do anything for that guy, which is evident by my longtime friendship. But I'm not going to sit here and be part of his cover my ass legal. I'm not going to get my best friend filing a legal term when I've done all your dirty work for all these years.
But why haven't you hired a private detective and just figured this all out?
Who says he hasn't?
I'm asking him to say he did.
I have, Robin, I've done a lot of things that I'm trying to get, trying to figure out what's going on here. I'm just trying to figure out a lot of things, and more importantly, I'm trying to, safeguard my family, Heather, and things like that. And it seems like one of the 3 parties is worried about themselves, and nobody held a gun to his head. This is his MO.
Well, I think he would say to you that, yeah, no one held a gun to my head, but I didn't know my sex was going to be all over the world.
And nor did I.
Right.
And nor did I.
And you're hurt because you feel he doesn't believe that you really weren't in on this.
Well, yeah, I am hurt by that, but I'm also hurt that he just knee-jerkily. I think he's first of all being churned by his PR, David Houston PR machine, which, by the way, just most recently represented Joe Francis and Girls Gone Wild and lost a $40 million judgment in Los Angeles on that deal. This David Houston character loves the limelight. He's not even licensed to be in Florida, in the Florida bar, and he's just churning Terry and whipping this up into a frenzy, quite frankly.
Well, I don't know much about that, about where he's practicing, but I would imagine you're hurt, too, because this is going to cost you a lot of money now, because you're going to have to lawyer up.
I have. And here's the bottom line. Had he shut up about this and realized that, hey, it was 3 consensual people that knew what was going on. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get a hold of Gawker. Had he shut up about it, he's the one that's shoved life back into the story. I didn't, Howard, let me say,
right.
Even after he went on your show, I have kept my mouth shut for 8 straight days.
Yes.
I've been called a pussy. I've been called, a rat. I've been called a sellout. And I didn't, by all the local media and by all the people speculating, I've not said a word. I took the high road,
right,
trying to work with him and his team, saying, let me open my home up, let you guys logistically come in here and look at anything that you need, open my business, whatever you guys need. And then when he fires a lawsuit up after me to cover his ass, that's
maybe
I didn't say a word.
Maybe he got backed into a corner because no one believed him either. They all believed you guys were in cahoots. So maybe this is his way of saying, "Hey, I'm for real. I do not want this thing out there." And now it's destroyed a friendship.
But it's his MO. And I'm not. Hey, Robin, I hope that you don't think that I'm trying to be a dick or a flip flopper. But it's his MO. In 1999, when a girl in Minneapolis, this is well documented. Kate Kennedy said that he sexually assaulted her in a hotel room. He sued her. It backfired on him, and he had to end up paying her, millions of dollars. That's what he does.
So knowing that about, let's say you had these feelings all along about him. Why in God's name did you want to be friends with him so badly? Do you think you were being sort of using him and he was using you?
Hindsight being Hogan. Hindsight being Howard. I've always been warned by my friends that he's very one way. That he only, wants me on my friendship so that I can be his poison pen here locally and bury his wife and stick up for his kids. And he only calls the show when he wants a free Ford Expedition. And it's been like you obviously don't listen to the show, and you're not privy with what we do down here in Tampa.
No, but I listened. I mean, you were on my channels.
I've heard him on the show.
I've heard him many times on your show.
And he always just drove me into the ground with, and we always, behind his back and kind of as a joke, we just cut him, here comes one way again, because it's always what we can do for him. And, he's a friend, and I put up with it.
As a friend of mine, which you are, and I really value our friendship, I am going to really reach out to Hogan and to you. And I swear, sure, it's going to be a big blockbuster show and everything. I get that.
That aside.
But aside from that, I think if I got the 2 of you in a room, I could get him to drop the lawsuit.
Well, first of all, though, he has lied several times.
Well, listen. I believe him when he said, look, I wasn't going to tell you I had sex. This was such a private thing.
What about I didn't know there was a tape? I didn't know I was being
He
taped.
claims he didn't know he was being taped,
let's
but
just
Bubba
start-
makes a very good point. Everyone down in Florida knew Bubba tapes everything. I've had friends who've gone to Bubba's house, and they go, don't go to Bubba's house. Because
It'll be
Bubba's,
taped.
you know how many times Bubba's invited me to his home, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be the Howard Stern masturbation tape, because I know I'll be in a room somewhere, and Bubba's going to fix me good. Yeah.
I will tell you that, that's not true, first of all. And
You won't release that? You can make a fortune. What is it, Gary? Go ahead.
So I got Radar Online here. They put out articles every 2 minutes about this.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So this one says that not only are there other tapes, okay, but and they're saying that this is from an insider. Bubba regularly showed his sex tapes, brought them into work, and showed them to all the guys at the radio station, and everybody knew there were tapes.
That's why I got a lie detector, everyone.
Well, lie detector me, and ask anybody here to take a lie detector as well.
But
I have never shown.
I've heard that, Howard.
First of all, there's not any tapes. There's no. I don't have any tapes. Second of all, Gary, this is just been a feeding frenzy of anybody that's ever, I don't know, listened to the show, and Radar Online just will print anything at any time. No, you can ask anybody on my.
You're saying point blank, you never showed anyone your hard drive and sat there and watched these.
Not only that, but I've never seen it myself.
All right.
Wow.
Howard, had I seen it myself, Howard, my opinion is completely validated by this, Howard. I've never seen it myself, to the point where if I had, don't you think I would have cut myself out so that I don't look like a dumbass laughingstock? And I would.
I also believe you would have shown me this stuff, because I would have been tickled pink.
Howard, I would have shown it to you had I edited it and not make myself look like a dumbass.
Right.
Can I ask one more question, Bubba? Because I just want to be straight or clear. There are no other tapes.
None. But I think on this, this is just strictly my speculation, that somebody who's gotten this thing has made various. I mean, I think the first time it came out, it was 1:47. I've not watched it,
right.
But I think that they've taken this tape, however long it may be, and they've cut it up. That's my only speculation. I don't know of any other tape.
But there are no other celebrities.
Right.
No, nothing.
Bubba doesn't know any other celebrities.
Yeah, I don't know anybody.
Who the hell's going out of Tampa to hang out?
I only know Howard and
That's
Hogan.
it. Bubba will be the first to tell you that. Now, Bubba, let me just understand something, because I just can't. I mean, your ex-wife, so hot. I mean, what a body, and I don't get this whole thing with you wanting to share your ex-wife.
I can't, Howard.
You got to explain that to me.
I can't. There's no explanation, Howard. There's
but
nothing.
Does it get you off? I mean, maybe it makes
maybe one of these days privately explain it to you. I just can't throw that out.
Were you able to sexually perform?
Yes, of course, absolutely.
He's got a rattler.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He's a young guy. What does he need a rattler for?
Listen. Howard, when
did that excite you?
No, it did not excite me. Howard, I'm thoroughly embarrassed. I'm thoroughly embarrassed by this whole thing.
You've never done that with other women? You've never said to your friends, "Hey,
no.
go."
We did the whole "Do you want to sleep with Heather" deal based on parody elements and based on the preacher fretting over her so much. And
yeah,
so
but couldn't he get his own women? Couldn't he? First of all, I said this to Hulk. First of all, you shouldn't have done that. Even if Bubba was offering her to you, because it's going to end in misery. It always breaks up a friendship, one way or another. It really does.
Well, I mean, listen, and I stood by him, and I even told him, if you need to play the victim card, I get it.
Were you able to have sex? Would you have sex like that day, the same day that he would do that?
Listen to me, Howard. No, I'm not getting.
What do you mean? I'm really what?
I mean,
What? All of a sudden, you're a nun?
Brent, leave it to Howard just to dig it, man. Just dig
no, I'm saying, would you?
I can't believe you're shying away from these questions,
Bubba.
Now hold on, guys.
You've never shied away from sex.
Howard, listen to me. There's questions you can't answer about things with you and your ex-wife.
But we're talking about you.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about your ex-wife. I'm talking about you.
We're talking about sex with my ex-wife, and I can't talk about that. I cannot talk about that.
But I think it excites you, the thought of him with a woman of yours.
Well, you're wrong. That might be you, and that might be what you're into.
No, I've never done this.
One of the things Hogan said, he kept saying.
No, I'm way more conservative.
Was that Heather was really into it.
You're really conservative, right?
I'm telling you. Now,
Howard,
what?
One of the things that Hogan kept saying was Heather was all for it. Heather was really into it. She was pushing for it.
No. It was mutually agreed upon, Robin. It did, nobody was any over the top more than other. That's Hogan trying to cover his ass.
I see.
And again, it's not fair for Heather and I have to take the entire rap on all this when there was 3 consensual people. Everybody knew what time it is. And now that it's become this big whodunit, somebody decides to file a $100 million lawsuit. This would have gone away. And, Howard, I had a conversation with him, and I said to him, I'll take the rap. You can play the victim card. I get it. But keep me up to speed on what you're doing, and don't blindside me with anything. I told
So
him
the
that.
suit was a blindside move?
Yeah, and I had to hear about it as it happened live at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on?
Did you get nervous because you hadn't heard from him in a while?
I'm not nervous, Howard, because I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
I'm not nervous, Howard, because I didn't do the $100 million sum doesn't scare me. Me having to retain counsel does not scare me. I didn't do anything wrong.
But I know you're upset because nobody likes litigation and nobody likes to have to go to court. And
not only that, this is not the nicest scandal to be involved in. I mean, has it had any impact on your job?
No, it's had.
Are you kidding? They love him 20 times more.
Well, no.
Please, the people who own radio stations are like vampires.
They don't care.
They are digging this like you wouldn't believe.
And here's the deal. It's had some impact on my personal life, and I have a child, and things like that. So I'm embarrassed. I'm thoroughly embarrassed because for a week and a half I sat there and played and had to have the chump title, as everybody in this town called me a sellout and a rat, and I'm a dirty son of a bitch because you do this to your friend. And I sat there and bit my tongue, and I was willing to play the victim card for Hogan to save his marriage and whatever he's trying to save until he fires this huge cannon across the bow.
Bubba, you were sorry that you blasted yesterday Hulk's son Nick and his wife
and his daughter
and
the daughter too. You even said the musical career wasn't.
Hey, listen, all bets are off at this point, man. If you're going to put me in litigation and you're going to do that to me, and I have had your back for this many years in this town and delivered all your messages of hate and buried Macho Man, and every time your wife was seen with her little 23-year-old boyfriend, you'd call the show.
You were a very good friend. Is there any way that this relationship between you and Hulk could actually be saved?
I told him yesterday via text, you know what, all this will go away. We don't have to be the best of friends in the world, but we can be at least cordial. If you take me out of your me and Heather out of your dumbass lawsuit, this will all go away. And he said, sorry, it's far deeper than that. And
wow.
And what that means, Howard, is probably there are a few other tapes that make him even look worse than he already does, based on what.
Were the tapes made at your house?
Billy, I don't know. Howard, I've not seen these tapes. I would be able to tell you more if I have seen these tapes. And
he said there might possibly be one or two, because he said this happened more. At
least one other time is what he was saying.
Yeah, he said it happened at least one other time with your ex-wife.
Did you know about it every time, Bubba?
No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with that. No, I'm not. And
you don't know that it happened more than once?
I'm not familiar with that.
So then you're saying that he was even doing it behind your back?
I'm not saying that. I don't know. Howard, there's so much that I don't know.
Right.
That I'm being blindsided by, disgruntled employees that are calling on RadarOnline.com. Maybe Hogan's calling. I don't know.
Brent, what do you think of this?
I think that Hulk Hogan needs to take responsibility for himself, like everybody else in this case has. And Hulk Hogan is a giant dirtbag, is what I think.
Oh.
You never liked Hulk Hogan, did you?
No, he screwed Brent out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. You don't know that story now, do you?
No, Brent. What happened there?
Tell Howard the story, Brent. And I have the clip. It's 6
Now again,
long.
Hulk isn't here to defend himself. You guys could, let's be honest.
There's no defense. Brent, go ahead.
Yeah, the Post Cereals was doing a Fruity Pebbles commercial or a Cocoa Pebbles commercial where they were using Hulk's likeness.
This is when we were on your channels.
Using his name, Hulk Boulder, and I went back and did the research, and that's the name he went by in Memphis when he wrestled there. I found an attorney for him, and he ended up suing Post Cereals for a lot of money for using his likeness without his permission.
Over $1 million. So we had Hogan on the phone when we told him all this, and he said that he'd give Brent 10 points. Here it is. Hold on.
I'll give you 10 points.
Hey,
where's my points for coming up with a reality show?
So he says he told Brent, I'll give you 10 points. I'll give Brent's hold on.
I'll give you 10 points.
I'll give you 10 points.
And then when it settles, he acts like he knew nothing about
Brent,
it.
you never had sex with Bubba's woman, did you?
Or Hulk.
Or Hulk or Bubba.
Never.
Because I could see that going down now.
Me and Brent got it on a lot. But
Bubba, why do I think, though, sexually, this is so tip of the iceberg for you in the sense that I think you're up to some wild stuff. I really, honestly, sexually, I'm not.
I think that you'd be disappointed if you knew how conservative I really am, and I can talk to you privately about the place that I was in when this all happened, and I think that you'd be kind of disappointed.
What place could you be in, Howard? Would you have to? What place would you have to be in?
There is no place, Bubba, I could be in that I want Beth making love to anybody else.
And I would agree, and that's
I would be too jealous.
That is how men should be, and I am that way.
But Brent has said for years he loved the idea of his wife being with another man.
That's Brent.
That's right. Maybe you got caught up in that a little bit.
Well, maybe I got caught up in a lot of things, and that's why.
And I did it by marriage too, for the record.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh God.
At the end of the day, I just want everybody to know this, Howard. I'm not a flip flopper. I'm not a rat. I'm not, I didn't break man code. Yeah, I did break man code.
No, you didn't break. You didn't break the man code.
I was trying to help out a friend in a real stupid, overly friendly type way. All parties knew what's going on. There was no secrets. There's nothing going on. It is what it is. If somebody would just shut up on this thing, it probably would have gone away by now. But somebody's feelings are hurt. Somebody's trying to cover their ass. And now it's
What do you think? What do you think Hulk Hogan should do in the final analysis? Should he?
I think he should shut up. I think that he should concentrate on where Gawker got this and sue the crap out of them and find out who actually Gawker got it from. That's public enemy number one. That's what he should do. He should say, I was a responsible guy. I knew what was going on. This is a little bitch fight. He said bitch fight. And at the end of the day, man, he's not the only victim of this mess. There's a woman that's a mom. There's me, who's a public figure, that's a father, and that this was 3 consenting adults doing a private thing that ended up that's not in a very good place right now.
Did Heather ever say to you that Hulk was good in bed, or was she disappointed?
No, I mean that conversation never happened.
You never spoke to her about it?
No, I never.
Whoa!
I never.
How do you do that,
Howard? I never saw the tape.
But Bubba, you knew they were in the room having sex.
I never saw the tape.
I understand that, but you knew they were in the room having sex. That had to be torture. I mean, for me, that would be torturous. I mean, how many minutes?
What were you doing while
that was going on? Were you at your desk writing bills? I mean, what did you do?
Ordering race car parts.
Probably looking at race car websites.
Really?
Oh,
I mean,
really?
Bubba, what the hell were you doing for? I don't know how long.
Howard, you're weird in some stuff, and I was weird in some stuff.
Bubba, this is beyond weird. I got to know what were you doing while?
Probably ordering race car parts.
No, don't make a joke.
I'm not making.
You mean you sat at your computer? I mean, what were you feeling?
I need a new muffler.
Well, maybe.
Actually.
Maybe.
So you didn't really love her?
Yes, I did love her. I could talk to you privately.
Because
Howard.
you wanted to make her, this is something she wanted and you wanted to make her happy.
I liked making her happy. I liked making sure she was happy.
But when your wife comes to you and says, I want to make love to Hulk Hogan, doesn't it say, oh, wait a minute?
I think what would make her happy is a divorce.
Right.
It didn't necessarily go down that way.
It didn't.
I can't get into all that.
You got to get into this.
I can't. I can't, Howard. I'm sorry.
What's one more lawsuit?
You can't be selfish, Howard. Always have it your way.
Please.
Don't be one way on me, Howard.
Let me have it my way today.
No, I think you're living vicariously through my mess up, knowing that I'm an
come
idiot,
in here
and I made the hugest mistake of all.
Come in here. I'm going to give you truth serum, and I'm going to pump you full of questions.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you let me ask you the truth here. If I get Hogan to come in here with you, and I think I can work this out, and I swear to you, I think I could.
Howard, I think you're delusional.
No, I think I could. I swear on a stack of Bibles, I'm being sincere.
I guarantee you'll never see Hulk Hogan again.
Howard, here's the deal. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of your studios.
I know you're not.
I'm not afraid of
I know you'd come in.
I'm not afraid of telling the truth. I'm not afraid of taking a lie detector test. I'm not afraid of hoping to find out where this came from. I'm not afraid of any of it. I am afraid that 2 people are being hung out right now to be made look like the bad guys, and one person is trying to cover their ass at the expense of the other 2. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm trying to stick up for Heather and I because we're not the only two bad guys in this particular situation, and we don't use the legal system to try to cover our ass on something that we did that probably wasn't
So you're
cool.
saying that you would appear here with Hulk Hogan and let me... Yes. Yeah, you're not afraid.
No, I'm not afraid of anything.
I love that.
I'm not. I've obviously shown that I'm not afraid of anything.
I'm getting you out of this lawsuit.
Well,
that would be awesome.
I'm going to do it.
He also is going to end the Israeli-Palestinian.
No, I can't end that. I can end this first. That isn't as important as this. You're talking about $100 million.
Let me tell you about Hulk Hogan. He wants to send me cease and desists that I can't even talk about this issue on my show right now.
Do you on some level like this?
Did we not just get this, Brent?
Yes, we did.
No, I hate this, Howard. This is the worst time of my life right now.
Do you think he on some level likes it because he's never been bigger in the news?
Well, I mean, had he shut up after your show, I realized he had to do your show for his wrestling pay-per-view, and I appreciate that, okay?
Right.
Had he shut up, this would be gone by now. Had he privately, you don't go to the federal courthouse at 5 p.m. with all the news cameras there and call a press conference when you're going to sue somebody federally.
But I tell you why you do it. Let's say he really is embarrassed by this. Let's say everything that they're reporting, these rumors that there's N-words being said.
But he said it.
But wait a second. Let's say he really wants to stop the outcome of the tape going public, and he's very embarrassed about what might or might not be on there. And he's just ashamed. So how does he get everyone to shake in their boots? He wants to show the world he's serious, that he will litigate, that he will go after the people.
You're going to include your friend who is part of this, and you all three knew what was going on. So you're going to throw me to the wolves as well?
In other words, everyone knew there was even taping equipment in the house. You say, hey, any guy living in my house knew that. And you were always very vocal about your taping equipment.
I've always been very vocal about everything.
So now he can't say, hey, I'm upset that it got out there. Because you always run the risk if you know you're being taped.
Listen, man, he could absolutely say this is horrible. This is out here. I am going to go after whoever distributed it. This is ridiculous. This is a private matter.
Did he ever say to you, hey, Bubba, I know we tape in here. Make sure you get rid of that tape. Did he ever say that to you?
No. We've not had that conversation. That's because nobody's seen it.
But not even at the time was he worried about the tape.
That's what validates, Howard, everything.
But Bubba, the taping equipment in your house, specifically the taping equipment in your house, doesn't it erase after a certain period of time?
I'm not going to get into the logistics of my surveillance incident. It's changed over the years, and it's updated and gotten. But
I'm saying 6 years ago when this tape was made, doesn't
I don't know.
The hard drive only stores
so much.
Yeah, you're right. It does, and I don't know.
So someone got in there and took it right off.
I don't know the logistics of it. Again, it validates my stance, Howard, by saying I've never seen the tape.
Do you have a company that comes and services this equipment regularly?
No, I do not.
So the only people who have access to it are perhaps anyone who knows about the taping system, anybody who's worked in the house.
Anybody in your house.
Anybody in the house could have taken that and said, hey, I know. So it has to only the three of you knew that he had sex with your ex-wife, but maybe there were more people in on that knowledge.
Well, obviously there's all kinds of people in on it because him, her, and I can reasonably say did not, do this to ourselves. And so I don't know.
Did you go around afterwards saying, hey, Hulk banged my wife?
Never. Has anybody ever heard me say that?
I have not.
No. Even Manson, who never lies, like George Washington.
So let's figure it out. Who could it be?
I don't know, Howard.
That got in there and said,
I don't know. I don't even know that it wasn't Hogan. I don't know.
You don't know?
No. And if I could see the tape, this only validates, Howard, what I'm trying to say. I've never seen it. If I could see it, I might have a better stance on the who wins and where's and what. All I know is that 3 people participated, 3 people knew, and 2 people are being hung out to dry to the point of now being sued.
Well, you're getting to the bottom of the case. The point is, if all 3 people
trying to cover their ass,
if all 3 people knew taping was occurring, how can you be held responsible?
Well, you know what? Yeah. The one thing you can say is, remember, there was no criminal case brought.
That's why now, Robin, they're switching gears to the civil deal.
Yeah,
Right.
because he
So
would have. He said he
would have loved to have,
wouldn't have known about this, and then when he tried to get somebody to bring criminal charges, he was told there were no grounds for that.
Not only that, Robin, but people can't necessarily, dissect whether this is real, a work or a shoot. I mean, it's Hulk Hogan for all me. I mean, he's made his living over hyping things that aren't necessarily real. So, I mean, hey, I think that's a pretty dumb excuse. But people have also brought that up. I think Gary said it on the wrap-up show. I don't even know if this is valid. This isn't a promo stunt. I can assure you on my end of the fence that it's not a I wouldn't want this on my worst nightmare. This is what I'm going through.
Bubba,
Well, I did wonder, how do you keep your child from being aware of all this?
His child released the tape. That's what my theory is.
He went in there and got it.
He went in. The kid's smart. He knows. He's going to college.
Went in there playing video.
College fun.
That's right. But Bubba, can you believe your life?
No, I can't. You have no idea. And I got DJs here in town that are suing me over,
Is that still going on?
Oh, that goes to trial in January.
Is that your sister over there too?
Yeah.
Tara, yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
What do you
Howard,
think of your brother now?
Oh, God.
Howard, I so wish I could comment right now, but I really shouldn't.
Oh, yes, you should.
I mean, Tara, you can. I don't care. Go ahead, just let it rip. I mean, as long as it's not going to get us in trouble.
Well, I mean,
if it's against me, then I don't care.
Well, I mean, I'm equally as embarrassed, ashamed, disgusted. I don't even know what to think.
Tara, did you release the tape?
No.
Bubba asked me to ask you that. He's too ashamed to ask you.
I know. No.
But
actually,
did he
I
ever
cannot.
tell you that
Did he
this
ever
had
tell you
happened?
that about this Hulk Hogan
Oh,
incident?
hell no. He knows that I would be absolutely disgusted.
You would throw up.
Sorry, Bubba, but no.
It's okay.
No, he's never told me anything.
I'm disgusted at the whole thing.
Bubba, you are a freak.
No.
You really are. You're my man.
really
You are into a scene, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I really am.
Look at you.
Brent, I'm going to play the Ronnie the limo driver. Yeah, I'm really a freak. Yeah, I'm a bad guy. Yeah, I'm really a freak.
I'm sorry. Actually. I'm sorry you're hurting. I'm sorry you're in pain. I know that you love Hulk Hogan. I know you adore this guy, and I know he's
been my best friend, and he double-crossed me, and I've been covering his ass for years.
It's killing you. I know it. I know it.
And so guess what, man? You know what? If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. So I'm going to come out and defend myself, that I'm not a sucker, that I didn't break man code, that I didn't set this up to destroy him. To the contrary, I've taken care of this guy for years. And when the chips are down, and two friends need to bond together and get to the bottom of this.
Bubba, is the Love Spudge name forever sullied?
Yes, it
And
is.
maybe you'll have to ditch that.
Will you ditch? Is the Love Sponge name so damaged now?
Yes, it is.
Well.
What will you be now?
All that credibility right out the door.
Yeah, really, Bubba, all of the hard work you've done winning over the community.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to be Bubba Clem. Just Bubba Clem show.
Tara, will you ever change your name to Tara the Love Sponge?
Oh, my God, no.
You will not.
Absolutely not. I'm trying to actually change my name and my identity right now.
But meanwhile, Howard, don't forget, I've now been given a cease and desist not to talk about any of this on the air. But
you understand why Hulk's upset. He's pissed because, he's embarrassed too.
As I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Howard, you're speculating as to what Hulk Hogan feels and
Well,
thinks.
I'm going to get everyone together, and I swear to you, I think I can get this to the point where Hulk Hogan will understand Bubba's point of view.
I submit you don't understand any of this at all.
Oh, I love it, though. I don't understand anything.
Just remember this, Howard. I've never lied to you, Howard. Even when you've asked me questions that I didn't really feel comfortable with asking, I just would skirt them off. But I never fundamentally have lied to you.
Right.
And when you asked him, hey, have you ever had sex with Bubba's wife? I mean, he lied to you. His credibility and truthfulness is at issue here, and that's I've covered his ass for years, and when it was on, I wouldn't say he needed to cover my ass, but he needed to show me the respect that I've shown him, and we needed to band together, and he didn't need to prop himself up on the 5 o'clock news, and I had to find out that my best friend is suing me over having sex with my wife.
Bubba,
Why do you think it came out now, Bubba? I mean, this happened 6 years ago.
I don't know. Again, Robin, I don't know who is doing this and what their sick timing would warrant. I don't have any idea. It's not good for anybody.
Hey, Bubba, remember
me, Hogan? It's not good.
Bubba, remember when I was doing America's Got Talent in Tampa?
Yeah.
And you offered me to stay at your house?
Yeah.
Would I have been taped?
No,
no. Are there any rooms
no.
in the house that aren't taped?
This is the tape-free room.
Do you have a tape? Do you have a safe room? In other words,
plenty. Yes,
From you.
I do have a safe room where I keep my guns and all that kind of stuff.
Bubba, I'm so happy I didn't stay over your house. I can't tell you.
Yeah, and I am as well.
Oh.
But I will tell you this. Out of all the people that have ever spent in my house, there's never been a tape ever. Most of my rooms are not taped. I did this as part of a child custody battle that I was involved with in 2002.
Right.
And my guest bedrooms are not taped. My bathrooms are not taped.
Did Hogan wear contraception with your ex-wife?
I don't have any idea. I've not.
Didn't you ask before you offered your wife to him?
I've not seen the tape, Howard. You're not going to be able to.
But didn't you say to her afterwards?
You can get people like for now, no, you can't get Fred. Fred's smarter than everybody in the whole
Fred keeps his mouth shut. Bubba, seriously though,
I feel for you, Bubba.
Bubba, weren't you? Bubba,
hold on, Howard. Let me say something. At the end of the day, man, stop being the boss and ask Fred. Fred is the smartest human being that I know. He's got it
From the very beginning. There were some people on the show, I'm not going to name names.
It wasn't me.
That felt that Hulk and Bubba were complicit in this.
Was it me?
And there were only two.
Was it me, Fred?
There were only two people on the show who said Bubba and Hulk were not in cahoots.
Well, when I said complicit,
wait. Let me finish. Don't even filibuster right now. Only two people were in Bubba's corner, and that was Howard and myself.
That's true.
I was not ever
End
out
of
of
discussion.
Bubba's corner.
Bubba.
I simply said I think everybody knows about the tape.
Bubba, I defended you.
Robin always dogs me. Anytime she.
I did. How was it dogging you? I said what you said. Everybody knew about
Bubba,
the tape.
I defended you. Please,
Robin, like you said, like when I heard a little snide ass comment that you made, and I even told.
What was the snide ass comment?
I even told Howard, and when we had lunch or dinner in April, that I was mad at you because you when I saw those two getting married, I was like, what's going on here?
Look, I said that about Gary and Mary.
Well, everybody
I said that about a lot of people.
Everybody was thinking that.
She says about everyone.
You can't blame Robin for that. Everyone was thinking that.
Everyone gets a shot.
Robin, you can't even find anybody to marry you. You run them off.
Are you kidding? Everyone wants to marry Robin. You're crazy.
I had the biggest crush on Howard with those big.
On Howard.
Howard with those big what?
Big what?
I smell new tape.
I know I shouldn't sleep at his house.
I have Howard and Hogan out in my life right now. I had the biggest crush on Robin, and then she said that snide ass comment. I'm like, well, screw you, Robin.
She was quite the visionary on that, though, wasn't
Shut
she?
up, Terry.
Bubba, I'm gonna come over and have sex with you, and you're gonna tape it, and we're gonna release the tape.
That would be the best.
That'll be Bubba, listen to me.
Funny on that tape.
The reason I brought up contraception, you always got to be careful. I mean, wife swapping, whatever it is.
For disease as well as procreation.
You should ask that question whether or not the Hulk wore rubber.
Howard, you're going into some real crazy territory, my friend.
Oh, my God. There's nothing but crazy territory here.
This whole thing is crazy. Bubba, you going to be all right? Are you going to survive this, or are you going to have a breakdown?
I've been on the verge of breaking down several times. I really have. I mean, my sister will be able to say that.
That's the truth.
Last Tuesday, my sister needed to come over and be with me and talk to me.
Have you seen a psychiatrist?
Yes, I have.
Wow.
I have. I've been seeing some. I went to a couple sessions, and I need to continue it on. And I just,
Are you feeling suicidal?
No, I'm not.
Honestly, I don't mean that in any joking way.
If I feel suicidal, then at that point, man, I've admitted that I did something wrong.
No, but the pressure could be getting to you. There's multiple lawsuits.
What? I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, but the idea that fingers are being pointed, people
The betrayal,
Yes.
everything.
My show is a lot like your show. It's therapeutic, and now that I'm allowed to speak freely about what I know and what I participated in,
it makes you feel better.
And I don't have to sit here and take it like I did for a week and a half. And then, you know what? And I waited until I wasn't going to say anything until he filed a lawsuit on me, and I didn't say anything. And I even had a conversation with him privately by saying, if you want to play the victim card, and I get it. I get you have to do that to save your marriage and to save your clients. I get it. I'll be the bad guy. I'll even talk to your wife. But then when you blindside me with a $100 million lawsuit, when I've been taking care of your ass in this town for 15 years, well, then at that point, man, all bets are off, and I got to come out guns a-blazing.
All right, listen, you always have. You never back down.
You agree?
Yes, I think that you have to defend yourself. I think you have to make it clear what happened, and you have to be honest.
But I don't think defending yourself is necessarily recanting things you said before when you were friends.
Listen, I do. Because I was wrong back then. Hey, listen, I'm not a politician. I can flip-flop all day, my friend.
Hey, Bubba, at this point, if whoever has this tape Would you consent to the sale of the tape if you participate in a third of the profits?
No. No.
You will not?
No.
What if I told you there's a $10 million payday?
Well, you better talk.
Sign him up.
You better talk. Come on.
He needs it for the lawsuit.
You better talk to Heather. That's who needs to be. That needs to be. That's the deal that. The person that needs to be taken care of, because at the end of the day, man, she's a mom. She's not a public figure. She didn't sign up for any of this.
Can you imagine a scenario now that you two have been thrown into this together again, where you actually start talking to one another?
No, I mean, listen, she's going about her life, and she's moved on. I've moved on quite wonderfully. I got a new person in my life. I don't know what her situation is. She's a great person. She's a great mom. And at the end of the day, man, in the midst of all of our, joking around and things like that, we've not really thought about what she's going through, and we've been selfish. Hogan's being selfish. I guess I'm being somewhat selfish. People need to realize that
Might you reach out to her?
My attorneys have reached out to her attorneys, and again, look, now we got to. As well as I do. Anytime you get attorneys involved, things get messed up, and that's what.
Can you imagine a scenario where the two of you will get back together romantically as you're thrown together by this tragedy?
No, never, ever.
Never.
Hulk said. I mean, Hulk. Bubba says he has a new woman.
Get back together?
What?
Could you and Al?
I could not imagine a scenario like that. I asked you. It's not an attack, Bubba.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying I think I feel the same about her as you feel about your ex.
I see.
And I think we could be friendly if we need to be.
Do you think you were loved by her?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
I need to send you a paycheck for the therapy that you've given me today.
You know what? I've purposely not called you, and you know this, because I don't want to upset you. I didn't want to seem like I was prying.
That's horrible.
I just wrote to Bubba. I said, I hope you're okay. That's it.
You should have pried. What are you talking about?
No, because I do value the friendship. I do not want to appear to be using Bubba, you know.
And Howard, I'll be honest with everybody, and I hope that you're okay with it. I wrote back that my only thing that I'm concerned about is I've not lost you and Beth's friendship.
I told you haven't.
No,
Beth, I probably will dump you, but I won't.
I did not. When Hogan was getting ready to go on your show, I didn't send you an email saying stay away from anything.
No, you did not. No, you were great.
I did not.
Bubba, one last question.
I would never tell you what to do on your show, and I would never ask for that favor because I didn't do anything wrong.
Because you've been through so much, I need advice. Beth claims this is my wife. She's hot for Iron Sheik. Should I go for it? Do you think they should go for it, and do you think it'll be a problem?
I think as long as you don't tape it, you're going to be okay.
No, I got to tape it. All right, listen, Bubba, you've been great. Thank you for coming on the air, to the whole crew.
It's actually fun to talk to you guys. I miss you.
I miss you guys.
How about Fred maybe putting a good word for us, because obviously he's the only guy that's in good graces with
Fred
management.
is very naive.
I feel naive.
Hold on, and get us back on your frequency. That really sucks. I mean, you're losing Pharrell in January. Stop the nonsense. The fans want us back. We'll work for virtually. I
want you back.
We're like a bunch of Jamaicans. We'll virtually work for free. I mean, come on. Let's let cooler heads prevail. Come on. I need some more bread. Work with me.
Well, I tell you what. You can come back tomorrow as long as you agree to release a tape a week.
Oh.
And keep this thing going.
I know you're at odds with the man. Just like you want me and Hogan to come together. How about you and management come together and help out our friends?
I think you and Heather will end up back in bed before that happens.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, cooler heads will prevail. They need to realize you're the franchise. They need to make you happy.
Well, yeah. Why don't you just tell them that? But then again, you're tied up with lawsuits. So.
He's a little busy.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, you can roll us back in their afternoon drive. I mean, it's a win-win situation. We're hot as hell right now.
I hear you.
And I mean, come on now.
I believe me. You know what's going on here.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody's listening to me.
Well,
but listen to me.
I don't understand. And are you going to sign? Let me ask you some questions. You've just bombarded me.
Go ahead.
And don't tell me that you got to go. Are you going to sign back up for AGT next year?
I am making the decision as we speak. I've got to give them an answer either this week or next week.
What's it going to take? I mean, they're paying you a lot of money.
Paying me a lot of dough. I love the job. You were great. You guys came down to the tapings. You saw how much fun it was. It's not hard work.
They're in trouble if they don't bring you back.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have been honestly.
You're the glue that keeps that together.
You know how many bad situations I've been in with management, just like you.
Yeah.
They have been nothing but gracious and wonderful. They are being patient with me. I said to them, I'm just trying to figure out your schedule, how many cities we're going to visit, blah, 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 blah. I'm not as young as you. I'm getting old.
Right.
I'm getting old. I'm friggin' old. And it's like, I said, look, I got to work my schedule out. So that's the hang up, and that's what we're trying to work on. But
because I got to tell you, man, I've never seen you happier in a more happier environment than when you did that. You're so you're so happy and
I love doing it.
Yeah, you can tell that. I mean, you hate radio like I do, and at the end of the day, I mean, this early morning stuff sucks.
It does. It's awful.
They're paying me peanuts at this point. I got 75 lawsuits.
He's working for the lawsuits. At this
I know. At this point, you are looking for.
I'm gonna call Fred up, see if he'll go down and talk to Tim or Mel or Greenstein like that.
Lawyers love Bubba. I got to say, his biggest constituency.
He keeps him in business.
That's it. But listen, Bubba, I am worried about you. I do love you, and love your show, and I love your crew, and listen, I hope I can bring you and Hulk together.
Why?
And because I want to get the lawsuit.
I understand wanting to get to the bottom of it.
I want to get to the bottom of it, but I also want to get the
you
lawsuit.
Want a good show.
I do want a good show, but
me just like Hogan did.
No, forget it then. If that's what you think, if you don't think, if that's what you think, then I will not do it.
Come on.
No, he really cares.
But if you think I'm sincere, that I think I can get Hulk Hogan to take you out of this lawsuit.
That would be great, Howard. I'd be forever indebted to you.
All right. Now, let me work on that, and I'll get back to you, please.
What relationship do you have with Hogan?
He didn't have any.
Well, I'm Hogan's new best friend. He's coming over with Beth tonight.
Howard is just amazing.
Oh, hey, screw you. Hogan and I are going to dinner tonight. No. Seriously.
Let me know a restaurant so I can tape it.
Listen, I'm going to work on this. I will get back to you. In the meantime, just sit cool, calm down, think about what's going on and all that.
Fred, I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
All right.
Oh, you don't love me. I think that's a dig at me.
Well, he has friends and he has friends.
I'm going to be honest with him.
And Bubba, one last word.
Yeah.
Please get better cameras in your house. The video is in black and white. It looks like a bank robbery.
Let me ask you one.
The Bin Laden tapes are better.
Let me ask you one last question.
Yeah, no, seriously.
If you thought that I was in on this taping in order to distribute, you don't think that I would have a better camera?
Yes,
situation?
I do, and I think the camera in your house is horrible.
That's a good defense.
It's not made to do what they're insinuating it was made to do. It's
Bubba,
made.
next time you shoot a sex tape, do it in color.
Yeah, HD.
HD, 3-camera shoot.
You're damn right.
Fluff girls, everything.
3D.
All right.
Yeah, and don't have the star of your film on the phone while he's receiving sexual favor.
Yeah, tell him to stop talking about his appetite.
Yeah.
Next time I do a sex tape, I'm going to make sure that I cut my dumb ass out of it. Nobody wants to see me.
All right, listen.
Only validating my issue all along.
All right, listen, everybody calm down. Everyone hold Bubba together.
Well, you know Hogan's listening right now, so why don't you extend whatever you want? Why don't you extend an offer Frank's doing right now?
What I'm asking for right now, Hogan, here's what I'm saying. I would like to bring you, no lawyers, just you and Bubba in the room.
Mano a mano.
Mano a mano. And we'll get somebody a little more strong than Ronnie to be the
security.
The security.
No, I need Ronnie there. Ronnie's my guy.
Yeah, but Ronnie will be there with 5 other guys.
And I'm not strong enough. Yeah, that's right. I'm not strong enough. Yeah, I'm not strong enough now. Yeah.
But listen to me. I will get Hogan and Bubba together. I will let them. I think what Bubba is saying is making a lot of sense. I think if Hogan could hear it and I can translate a little bit and calm everyone down, I think we could see some.
And it would be a spectacular for Howard TV, and maybe Hogan would ride the Sibian.
Howard TV.
Brother, turn it up, Gary. Turn it up,
Gary. All right, boys and girls. Later on, we'll talk some more.
Bye, Fred.
Bye,
Robin.
Bye.
Bye for now, and goodbye to everyone in Tampa.
Thank you, Howard Stern.
There's my boy. Now you heard it all.
It's so much fun to talk to them. It's a terrible situation that's going on.
Well, there's always a terrible situation. Here's the Bubba theme song. Isn't this his theme song? Or
I know if it's
one
his
of them,
but
yeah.
it's 40s and blunt.
By the way, those are our hillbilly cousins. You know, everybody has hillbilly cousins, but you try to keep them quiet.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're the
exception. We're
stable, sane ones.
Yeah, we're the northerners.
The city folk.
We're the city folk who have sophistication. Oh, this is Bubba's rap song, yeah.
Yes, his hit.
By the way, that's an exclusive. Bubba speaking to no other media outlets but this one.
Wow.
Gary, as the executive producer of the show, you're involved in guest research and analyzing people that the show's been affiliated with over the years. Do you smell a rat here? Is this too convoluted to believe?
Something doesn't feel right. I don't know. Somebody's obviously lying. I think Hulk would say that. I think Bubba would say that. Somebody's lying, and I don't know who it is.
Bubba and this whole Florida crew, they're masters of hype. They're masters of deception. Do you think they laid out the ground, the ground rules for this? You talk about.
I do have to say this. If they did, they're very good at it. Usually, I mean, this is way better than professional wrestling, where it's very obvious what's going on. They are believable in what they say. The situation is what makes it not believable.
What do you think about the fact that they sort of detach themselves from the authorities down there? A lawsuit can be filed, but until they hit the courtroom, are you buying this?
It will all come out. It will all unfold on its own. I don't think courts will ever need to be involved. It'll all unfold. I suspect that within a month or two, a Vivid Video type company will be putting out the Hulk Hogan sex tapes, and they'll still be saying they don't know how they got out.
Today.
Look how great you look hot.
I'm talking about your legs on the air all week.
Oh, you want me to wear a skirt?
You need to wear a skirt.
All right.
I've been talking. You do look hot.
Do you want to go over Katie now?
Yeah.
Benji wrote a note earlier that her mother is actually Jewish.
I have that too.
A little bit of an issue.
I have that in my note.
Or might have been in her life.
Yeah, but she was raised Presbyterian. I'm like, you're Jewish.
Right, and I don't think she didn't come out with it until like 6-7 years ago.
It wasn't cool to be Jewish back then. So on Wednesday, I went and did the Katie Couric show, and Katie is now returning the favor, coming in here to promote the fact that I'm on her show today. So Katie Couric is here. I'm very excited. I have a million questions for Katie Couric, Robin.
Okay.
I'm very, very
excited.
Katie!
You can turn the table and now interview
That's
her.
Right. How do you feel being up this early in the morning? It's like being back at the Today Show for you.
Great. I feel great. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm here talking to you, Howard.
We had this horrible weekend.
I know.
The weather was awful. And then all of a sudden, it's beautiful when we have to go back to work.
Well, it was pretty yesterday. A little chilly, but it was
okay.
Pretty. Yeah.
What is your schedule like on any given day doing the Katie Couric show? Are you taping today?
No, I'm not taping today. I'm taping a show tomorrow, 2 on Thursday and 1 on Friday. So
I was shocked doing your show that we were there from 1:30 to 4:30.
I know. I'm so sorry, Howard, but you had fun, right?
I had a good time, but what upset me when I went home was that I feel we did a really good interview for 2 hours.
Well, you know what I was thinking? I was going to talk to them.
Edit it.
I know, but I was going to talk to them, to the producers, and see if we could run a second show with some of the material that we couldn't use in the first, because I think, you know what happened? You never know, Howard, even you, how good a guest is going to be and how forthcoming and generous. Right. And so we did go a little overboard, but you gave us such great material. We had I don't know about you, but I had so much fun talking to you.
I had a fabulous time doing your show.
And it was actually, I liked the fact that it was fun, but it was also serious. I think we had a serious conversation about a lot of different things.
Well, it made me realize what a good interviewer you are, because people have said to me, gee, Howard, you do a good job, because people get relaxed and they start talking. You're the same way, and I think it's harder on TV when you have that whole audience.
Right.
I think the audience can get in the way. When you were a news person or on the Today Show, you didn't have that audience in your face.
I think the audience is a mixed bag. I think for some people, they can get a lot of energy from the audience. I think you did this too, Howard. You sort of turn and you talk to the audience. You acknowledge that they're there. It's sort of like being on stage. And so for some people, I think it's energizing. For other people, it's off-putting. But I know what you mean, because I think when it's just one-on-one, there is kind of an intimacy that develops between two people.
I think people will like seeing the show today, the Katie Couric show. What time is it on in New York? It's on
3 o'clock.
But it's on all different times throughout the country.
Mostly 3 and 4, really, throughout the country. It's syndicated, so stations put it at different times.
That's sort of Oprah's old time period, 3 and 4 o'clock, right? Do you think your show would have come about if Oprah was still on the air? Was there room enough for another show?
I don't think so. I mean, it's really hard to even do it now, to start a show in this current climate. You know what's going on with the fragmented media landscape, and to really get viewers to be excited, especially I think at that hour of the day. There's a certain set of viewers that are available, and sometimes, not as many people, say, who are around in the morning who kind of make something like this or the Today Show or GMA part of their morning routines. It's a little harder, I think, for 3 or 4 in the afternoon even.
Do you worry about the economics of your show? They got to pay you X amount of dollars, and to put on the show is expensive.
Yeah.
Could someone, again, make that kind of money like Oprah did, or is that a thing of the past?
I don't know. I think it's increasingly difficult to really get that kind of market share in the current climate. But, that doesn't mean that, of course, the listeners who listen to you, the viewers who watch me, it's a wonderful platform. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, the show's fun to do.
I like it because there's so much variety. Last week I did a piece on the military, saluting the troops and talking about PTSD. I really like, first of all, I love interviewing interesting people. For example, when we did the show. Yeah. But I also like talking about important issues and topics, whether...
Do you worry, though, if you do a show on post-traumatic stress syndrome, do you worry that the ratings will go down?
Yeah, I sort of... That's in the back of my mind, Howard. But honestly, I came to this wanting to tackle some important issues, wanting to hopefully illuminate some topics that don't get enough airtime in other venues. And so my feeling is, this is who I am, this is what I care about, this is what I'm curious about.
But do you have people who come into your office every day and say, hey, Katie, it's great that you're into post-traumatic stress syndrome and you want to help people, but the ratings dropped by X amount of people?
They kind of say, it didn't do that well, but then I say, oh, well, that's okay.
You really don't get affected by that?
No, I don't, because I think at this point in my career, Howard, I want to do quality stuff. And if people don't want to listen to the stuff that I'm interested in doing,
you'll leave.
That's okay. It really is okay. So I want it to do well, but I don't feel this incredible pressure that, oh my God, I'll have to do anything to make to get more viewers or to make whatever.
What do you like better? You like doing hard? You see, I don't think many people realize that when you started out, and I think you've had a charmed life in a sense.
Well,
I'm talking
in
about
some ways,
in
maybe.
career. Charmed in the sense that you got out of college where you were a Tri Delta, so was my wife, which I'm amazed because and when I went to college, nobody even would want me in a fraternity. Like no one, there was no fraternity for me.
And now you're married to a beautiful sorority girl.
A Tri Delta, yes. But when you went to college, you get out and you start. I forget where you started working. Like right away, you had a job, a great job.
No, not really. I was basically a desk assistant at ABC, Howard. I was making coffee, answering the phone. I had to bug the hell out of them to get them to hire me. I had to keep going, and you should hear how I kind of figured out how to get upstairs to talk to the bureau chief of ABC News in Washington.
You didn't sleep with him at all?
No. What happened was I applied for all these jobs. I didn't hear from anyone, so I said to my mom, can you drive me down to the ABC News Bureau in Washington? So we get in our Buick station wagon. She drops me off. I go inside. I say to the security guard, can I go up and say hello to George Watson, who was then the deputy? I know he was the bureau chief, or Kevin Delaney was the deputy bureau chief. And they said, well, no, do you have an appointment? I said, no. And I said, well, can I call Davey Newman? And they said, okay. So I picked up the security phone, and Davey Newman was the executive producer of World News Tonight.
That's ballsy.
And I said, hey, Davey, you don't really know me, but my sister Kiki went to high school with your twin brothers, Steve and Eddie Newman, and I'm wondering if I can just come and say hi and introduce myself quickly.
You had balls.
I did.
Do you think you had balls because your father was a journalist, right?
Yes, yeah.
So when you're around that kind of vibe, I don't even know why you would pick journalism when your father's a journalist. Maybe if you were a boy, it would have been different, but do you feel that sense of competition with your own father, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. He was a print journalist. He worked for the Atlanta Constitution, United Press, and then he went into PR because I think he had a hard time supporting 4 kids
as a
on
journalist.
A reporter's salary. Yeah. But no, I don't. Not at all. In fact, he was so proud of me, and the one thing I think he encouraged me to go into journalism because the one thing that I could do decently, I could write well,
right.
and I wrote well under pressure, and I was very outgoing. So then I thought, well, why not try television? Because the doors were opening for women in broadcasting,
right.
and I thought, you know, it's more lucrative.
Yeah, but you got the job at ABC, and then you went to CNN right away, too.
Yeah, but, you know, George Watson left ABC, started CNN, so I went as an assistant assignment. I mean, I really worked my way up,
I know.
Howard,
I don't think people realize that of you, because when you went to CBS News, guys like Dan Rather gave you such crap.
Yeah, that was sort of disconcerting, actually. And, you know, he'd been very, very kind to me throughout my career. I had met him on a number of occasions covering hearings on Capitol Hill. I think I saw him during the Clarence Thomas hearings, and he was incredibly gracious and generous. And I don't know, I think he was colored by the very bad experience he had at CBS. So I think he was pretty
it was so
angry and
sexist.
bitter.
He said they're bringing in Katie Couric to tart it up.
Yeah,
to
that
tart
was
it up.
odd,
A tart
wasn't
is a prostitute. You know what I mean? It was
really?
like,
I don't know if a tart is a prostitute.
well, I think that
really.
implies
But
that you're
it's
just
kind
some
of,
cheap.
Yeah, floozy.
A floozy.
Yeah.
In other words, you're going to floozy it up on the news, and they're trying to bring sex appeal. That was awfully archaic thinking, I think.
Yeah, I was surprising, actually, you know, and disappointing. But what are you going to do, Howard?
You ever run into him?
No, I haven't run into him, actually.
What would
you
you
know?
say? Do you think you'd be friendly?
I think I would say, you know, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I think I would be cordial, and I guess I would have to read him to see how he would respond to me, but that was disappointing and actually kind of surprising for him.
Yeah, I mean, Andy Rooney sandbagged you. I feel.
Well, I think, you know, what happened is, I think because Les Moonves brought me in,
right.
And I think one of the things you have to have when you come to an organization is the support of the rank and file. And I think when there's a top-down thing that goes on, and I think CBS in particular is a very traditional network, and they are very, and to their credit, very loyal to people who work there. And I think I was viewed as an outsider who came in and hadn't worked my way up the CBS ladder.
Whenever the president of the entertainment division brings in a news person, news people get completely pissed off for two reasons. Number one, the entertainment division is willing to pay people a lot of money to bring them in. And you came in at a high salary for a news person.
Well, it's really what I was making at the Today Show.
Right.
Yeah.
About $15 million. And so the news people go, oh, she's making $15 million, and rah, 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 rah. And they undermine you. They do. They undermine you. I was shocked because when you did your interview with Sarah Palin, I thought more people would praise you. I think that was one of the single best interviews I've ever seen anywhere. Sarah Palin. When I watch that thing, and I've watched it probably 50 times, to me it's a lesson on how to interview someone.
Well, actually that interview did get a lot of praise and support. I think that later when she talked about it publicly, it was more criticized. But initially when it aired, Howard, it got... I didn't get much criticism at all, even from Republicans. I think most people thought it was incredibly fair, and that I didn't sandbag her, that the questions were not gotcha questions. They were basically questions, in my mind, that required accumulated knowledge and an ability to be a critical thinker.
When you prepared to interview Sarah Palin, did you go in with the attitude that this is not a bright woman?
No, you know what I went in with the attitude as that there was a lot that was not known about her, how she would govern,
right.
What her opinion was on certain policy issues, how she felt. I mean, she had just gone to the UN and met with all these world leaders. I wanted to know her take on foreign policy issues, on Iran, nuclear weapons. I mean, I really approached it as I would have approached any political candidate who was not that well known.
I think she underestimated you. I think she thought, oh, she used to be from the Today Show. She's going to ask me some light, fluffy questions.
You know what? That always bothers me because I think anybody who watched the Today Show when I was on it, and when Matt and I did so many serious, hard-hitting interviews, and with a whole variety of people, whether they were CEOs like Lee Iacocca or David Duke when he was running for office.
Even when Matt first came to the show, you were the one who got all the serious interviews.
That's
Hi,
true.
Robin.
Yeah,
How are you? Nice to hear your voice, Robin.
By the way, I do talk about Robin in my Katie Couric searing interview, the intense interview.
Yes, he said the nicest things about you, Robin.
My Robin, of course.
You know, but you're right. So that I think because the Today Show provides you with so much variety. So 1 minute you may be interviewing Ahmadinejad, and the next minute you may be doing a cooking segment or the hottest jeans for summer. You know, so I think as a result, people don't look at your sort of your body of work, so to speak, which always sounds so pretentious, in toto. You know, they kind of remember the fun moments when you're flying across the plaza dressed in a Peter Pan outfit, and they kind of dismiss the moments when you're doing serious interviews.
So when you did the Sarah Palin interview, after you get done with something like that, do you know you have gold, or were you shocked by the reaction?
You know, I wasn't sure what the reaction was going to be because I think because the country is so polarized, I thought that people who did not like her, did not support her, would feel that even more strongly, that they would dislike her more. And I thought that people who supported her would basically blame me for the questions I asked and excuse anything that she did during the course of that interview. So I thought it would basically
And is that
make
the way it
people
played
more
out?
entrenched.
No. How did anyone vote for her after that?
Well, I think what happened was there was this sort of swath of undecided voters, kind of more moderate voters, who were really on the fence. And if you remember at that moment in time during the campaign, the trajectory for Obama was kind of flatlining a little bit. And Sarah Palin had given this riveting, I mean, she did an incredible job at the convention because she was like a politician the likes of which nobody had ever seen before. It
was an amazing performance.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, she was so accessible and funny, and you know, she was an incredibly appealing candidate.
So do you think you were, I'm not going to say totally responsible, but somewhat responsible for Obama winning?
No, I mean,
would.
I would say that I think for this broad swath of undecided voters, I think they saw this interview, they thought, gee, this is the person who's going to be a heartbeat away from the presidency. John McCain had multiple instances of melanoma. Thank goodness his health is good. He was just in Syria, right, meeting with rebels. And, you know, so I think it really gave people pause. And they thought, not only about her, but I think about Senator McCain's judgment in selecting her.
Yeah, I think it changed a lot of people's opinion. When I saw the answer to the periodicals, when I saw her answer about Russia being like she's doing business with them because they're near Alaska. And
you know what's so interesting? That whole question about what do you read, that was kind of an afterthought for me because that was at the end of our second interview.
It was a ridiculous easy.
We had done one interview in New York, and then we did a second one in Ohio after a campaign appearance. And we had to do a walk and talk,
you
right?
Were walking
we wanted
down
to
a
get
road.
some B-roll, right? For the interview. And I was curious because when anyone is so extreme in their political ideology, I'm always curious, like, what made them that way? What shaped them? What did they have a formative experience? Was it their parents? What do they read that kind of helps reinforce that on a daily basis?
It was a softball question. If any of the questions were softball, it was a throwaway.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, what do you read when you wake up in the morning?
It was I think she was so aggravated with me by that point that she just was very defensive about it. And she said, you know, people in Alaska read. And I said, you know, I thought I wasn't suggesting that. But I thought it was interesting, and I wonder if she in her own mind has gone back and thought, gee, maybe I should have said I read every newspaper in Alaska because I'm governor of that state, or I read every national newspaper, and, you know, Katie, I Google things. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think she's the type of person who goes back and thinks about what she says. I don't think she reflects. No, not at all. I think she's thought, Katie Couric tried to screw me. I don't like her. It's that simple.
But have you ever run into her again?
I haven't. You know, I did invite her to come on my show.
Oh, how great would that be?
But, you know, in a way, I think the purity of that interview and that experience and that exchange sort of should... part of me feels like, you know... I mean, it would be a very different interview now because she's not running for office. And
it would take away, now that you bring that up, I agree with you, that it would take away from the purity of the interview because you guys would sit there and do sort of a nicer interview. And And who knows, maybe even try to explain away some of it, and she'd put a spin on it. And I don't know. I think it would ruin everything. I do.
I have very mixed feelings about it. Well, needless to say, I've extended the invitation, and I have not heard back from her.
What are you doing about this whole Today Show controversy now? I mean,
me? What am I doing?
Yes, because I want to know your thoughts. Yes, she does. She has to step in and straighten it out.
I'll take care of it, Howard.
You had decided after the CBS News thing that you might consider going back to the Today Show. After, I guess, Meredith Vieira left, that you would join Matt again at the desk, and that then the plan would be, after the 2 years that you did that and Matt's contract was up, you would then do the show together, your new talk show together.
I mean, I don't think it was ever quite as far down the road as you describe now, Howard. I mean, I think that Matt and I had talked about possibly teaming up and doing a show at some point.
Right.
And, you know, there were some cautious overtures to me to possibly come back to the Today Show, but then they sort of evaporated.
Was that something that was not an option for you? You would never go back?
You know, part of me, for me, that was the best job because, first of all, I loved the ensemble cast. I loved working with Matt. We did have this special relationship.
And you did not enjoy working with Brian Gumbel?
No, I actually did. I did enjoy working with Brian. No,
I think it's known in the industry that you had great chemistry with Brian Gumbel, and you were very professional with him on the air, but behind the scenes, you were not thrilled with him.
Well, you know what's funny? You know, I feel very close to Brian now. I just saw him the other night, and I really like. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we socialized. I mean, I actually would love to have lunch with him. We've talked about that. I saw him at a movie screening, and I love his wife, Hillary.
Right.
I think he's incredibly happy now. I think
biggest mistake he ever made was leaving the Today Show. Yes.
Well, you know, I think to everything there is a season, Howard.
Yes, but still, you must have been at the time that you were working there. You were not thrilled. I mean, you did the job, and you were great at it, and you made chemistry happen with him.
I would say that Bryant at the time was pretty prickly and sometimes quite challenging.
Angry.
I wouldn't say angry. I think Bryant was very set in his ways. You know, he was used to being the top banana. And when I took that job, Howard, I said to the president of NBC News, Michael Gartner, I said, listen, I'd love to do the Today Show, but I want it to be a 50-50 division of labor. I don't want to be relegated to doing cooking segments and the lighter fare because I'd covered the Pentagon. I'd worked really hard to be taken seriously as a journalist, and I said I don't want to be in that position. So I think that initially probably that was pretty off-putting for Bryant.
Right.
And I think he was sort of a little like, who does this person think she is? Ultimately, they said, well, how about 52-48? And I said, I'll take it.
Right.
But, you know, I just think that probably there was a little jockeying for position. And because I wanted to be taken seriously, and I think Bryant also was used to being the top banana.
Don't you think Brian thought when he left the show would fall apart? Don't you think there's always that expectation?
I don't know. I don't think so because Bryant and Matt are, as you know, Howard, are really, really close friends.
But when you left, didn't you take some pleasure in the fact that the show now is struggling? I mean, yeah, okay, they had their run with Meredith and all that, but don't you take a little bit of pleasure? Say, you know what? It's not for everyone. Not everyone can do that job.
Well, you know, I do feel like the Today Show is such an institution, and it's sort of stronger than the sum of its parts. You know, I mean, I think it's a great show. I think it has to be cared for and nurtured, and I think that's what's been going on now.
Is that why Good Morning America is winning?
I think Good Morning America is winning because it's more fun to watch now. I think probably because of all the sturm and drang that would happen on the Today Show. I think GMA, everybody seems sort of lighter and happier.
They seize the moment.
Yeah, and I think, I think it's usually the way things, you know this, Howard, from being in the business, it's the way things are orchestrated by people behind the scenes, that they never realize how careful they have to be when they're doing anything with the people on air, because people do feel very familial towards their morning show folks. You know, they feel like they're part of their family. They feel very close to them.
So what's the right way to fire someone? If you're an executive, I know the executives at NBC get criticized, and I know a lot of these guys because I work on America's Got Talent, and they're nice guys. They don't mean harm. They don't want to do things. What is the proper way? If they feel Ann Curry isn't working out, what is the right way to quote unquote fire somebody? I mean, it's always going to be ugly, isn't it?
You know what? Don't you think that people don't ever have face-to-face conversations and say, you know what? And again, I haven't worked at NBC for a while, so I don't know what everything that happened behind the scenes at all. But I feel like people have a very difficult time just being direct and honest with someone.
Transparency.
You know, or just saying, hey, you know, this isn't working, this is working. You know, we're a little concerned. Maybe this isn't the right spot for you, but we really value you and value what you've been able to contribute to the network.
That's true.
You know, Ann has done a lot of great work for NBC, and she is really I think, very successfully carved a niche for herself to cover a lot of these big international stories. And I just think, I don't know. I think there are a lot of cowards who work in television and probably in every industry.
You're right. Sometimes you think you're protecting the person by not being so transparent, by not coming forward and having that discussion. And yet you're right. If you make a good point. If you sat down and you had this very honest discussion, maybe it wouldn't seem so ugly.
Instead of these behind-the-scenes machinations where people feel like they're being sabotaged, and you know, say we want to put you in a position where you're going to really soar and do
and
really
let us
well.
all win.
And by the way, you know, a lot of it's not even personal. It is, Howard, you and I talked about it on my show a little bit about chemistry. You know, so much about that show. You know, sometimes you go out on a date and you're not really into the person for whatever weird, sort of nebulous reason.
They're perfect on paper together.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work out.
And sometimes, you know, so much of that show is not about the interviews. It's really about, I hate to use the word repartee, but it's about the banter and the exchanges and the kind of comfort level between those two people.
You and Matt had that.
Yeah, I think we did.
More so than you and Bryant, in a way, right?
Because Bryant and I had a different relationship. Mine was sort of the irritating younger sister to Bryant.
Would you guys talk off the air when you used to work with Bryant? Would you actually like have conversation, or was it just like, let's go to work and then leave?
No. We would talk. I mean, he was a little moody at the time. I'm not going to lie.
He used to write the memos.
Himself. No, he wrote one memo. I don't think I mean, listen, I give him credit because you want somebody who cares about the product, right?
That's right.
You know, and so he's sort of damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. You don't want somebody who just walks in, does the show, and leaves. I mean,
So why have you not had lunch with him? Why have you not had lunch with him?
Honestly, it's because we've both been busy. He lives in Florida part of the year.
Oh.
You know, and we see each other, and honestly, there is a genuine warmth and affection between the two of us.
Right.
Isn't there something to also having been one of the keepers of the flame of the Today Show? The Today Show has such a long tradition. Aren't you glad it's still surviving without you?
Yes, I am.
No, I would not want anything to survive without me.
Well, stop it.
I would, if I was Katie, if I could
AGT should die when you leave?
Absolutely. Absolutely it should die. Why not? Why am I like that? Am I so deformed?
I think there's come on, let's be honest. There's a little primal instinct in everybody who has that. But, you know, you hope to appeal to the better side of yourself.
Think of the pressure you were under when you took over the Today Show. You were replacing Deborah Norville, who hadn't worked out. Deborah Norville failed. And you could have easily come in there and not been accepted by the audience. It's so weird. How do you charm an audience?
You know what? I sort of feel like that's so unfair to say Deborah Norville failed.
Well, that was the perception.
Well, you know, I think for that moment in time, what happened was, again, if people remember, Jane Pauley was kind of forced out.
Right.
Deborah Norville was brought in.
And she was seen as a villain.
Yeah. And it was sort of, in a weird way, out of her control. And I think, I mean, I really like Deborah. I think she was almost too beautiful to do that job because people used to say they felt like they had to be dressed with their makeup on watching Deborah in the morning because she was that stunning. And I think it was a little bit like, whoa. And, you know, again, I think she's incredibly smart. She landed on her feet. I have a lot of admiration for her because, listen, to be publicly humiliated like that is an awful, awful experience. I mean, I think we've all had our time with that.
Yes.
And so I think, you know, I really admire Deborah, and I think, again, it was just sort of how they positioned it. Remember, they had Deborah sitting on the couch with Jane and Brian. It was like a guy with his wife and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It was so wrong.
Yeah, you can't stage it that way because, let's face it, women don't react well to that, and even men don't get too comfortable with that. But are you shocked today that, like, Fox News, for example, do you watch Fox News ever?
Occasionally, yeah.
Are you turned off to them because in the same way that MSNBC has sort of their view or slant on the news, it's so obvious?
You know, I think it's kind of interesting to see what everybody's saying about it, you know, a specific issue. So it's sort of interesting to see what Rachel Maddow is saying about something and what Bill O'Reilly is saying about something.
But aren't you shocked how every woman that I see on Fox News now has a very short skirt on, the big boobs, and I mean, it's almost like watching softcore porn, isn't it? Does it turn you off?
I do think there seems to be a bit of a type over there, and I think Roger Ailes knows what he's doing.
Well, it does get me to take a look. I'll be honest with you. It's like wow, really? I mean, one, and then the women disappear and they bring in a younger, hotter one. You know,
I used to see that on Fox Business, more on regular Fox News, where people would be dressing very provocatively and super low-cut dresses, and I would be like, wow.
Do you, now I kid you on your show today when we do the interview about you, your legs are very attractive, and they're very waxed up or something.
I oiled them up for you today.
One of the things I know when I watch this show, and I think you look fabulous.
Thank you.
I really do. But you know, this is the first time I've seen you wear pants. You usually wear.
That's not true.
You wear a skirt.
Yeah, most days.
And your legs are fantastic.
Thank you, Howard.
And I said to my audience, Katie's doing something with her legs. Either you're waxing them, or like there's a shine to them.
No, basically, I just put lotion on them. That's my secret.
Is that what it is? It's lotion, and they're fabulous. And she crosses them with the high heels. I mean, it's very sexual.
Beth is sitting
I know,
right
Beth and I have talked about it.
Ooh, this is getting weirder and weirder.
Oh, darling, we're going to have a threesome by the end of the show. Stay tuned. It's going to be wonderful.
Do they pressure you when you, because I remember with CBS News too, that was another thing. They were like, let's put Katie not behind the anchor desk. We want to put her somewhere where we can show her legs. It was a calculated move.
I don't know. You know, honestly, it wasn't like, let's put Katie somewhere to show her legs. I think we tried to make the evening news a little less formulaic, a little less formal, more conversational, more accessible.
And let's face it, you're an attractive woman. You're sexy. And why can't you show... Is that what Dan Rather means by tarting it up because you were showing your legs?
I don't know exactly what he meant.
Yeah, we can't get into his head.
We never really discussed it. But listen, I think probably in hindsight, it was too jarring for people. Evening news viewers are very traditional. They're usually an older demographic, I think like 62, which doesn't seem that old anymore.
Right, no, it seems young.
But, you know, so I think that they've been watching the evening news a certain way for a number of years. And I think probably even the most traditional viewers are at CBS. So in hindsight, I think we probably should have made these changes incrementally.
Yeah.
And I should have been probably less willing to try and experiment and been more formal and perhaps more formulaic, and then
change things slowly.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, probably even though I felt very honored and privileged, I was thinking about on my way over here how I had dinner with Walter Cronkite, you know, before I took that job,
right, and
talked to him, and you know, he was very supportive of me, which was really a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and
I felt very privileged to sit in a chair that he had, you know, presided over so beautifully for so long. But
you know,
I think, you know, I like conversations. I like talking to people.
You're
I like
happier
a little
now?
more spontaneous. Yes, I think this is a much better fit for me.
You know, I was just thinking.
Was that a difficult period of time? Because you still kept that job.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, how did you deal? That's a stressful situation.
You know, it was difficult because I think there was a lot of obviously external criticism because, you know, for a number of reasons. I think internally there wasn't a ton of support from everyone.
You wouldn't check the ratings every night to see if you were going up or down?
No.
And what's amazing to me about that, though, When you have high ratings, everyone leaves you alone. When your ratings aren't the highest, then the executives get a hold of you. And I think that's the worst part of being on-air talent. If your ratings aren't stellar, and this is what I hate about the ratings world, then they start in with you. They come over.
Suggest.
Katie, maybe you need to do this. Maybe you need to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do know what
But
you're
it's also
saying.
that environment where you
that?
know that people aren't behind you.
Yeah, you know, I think that what happened is when I went there was a big spike in the ratings. I think, frankly, mostly a curiosity factor.
Yeah.
And then it settled down to basically what it had been before I came.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, so I really focused. I know it probably sounds Pollyanna and unbelievable, but I really focused on the work. I focused on trying to do good shows, trying to do good pieces, covering different things, doing the Sarah Palin interview, getting out in the field, reporting. I did a weekly web show, which at the time was very avant-garde. You know, every week I would do an interview show just for CBS News Online.
I'm embarrassed. I can't even tell you who anchors the CBS News right now. If you asked me that question, I couldn't tell you.
Well, you know, I think that obviously it's Scott Pelley, by the way, and he's a great reporter and a great journalist.
I don't tune in at whatever time they do it now, 6:30 or 7 o'clock. I don't tune in for my news.
Well, this is the problem. This is just opens up to a whole conversation about how the media landscape is changing. People consume information and news when they want to. They don't. They have so many choices, and they don't have to tune in at a certain time of day. I think one of the reasons the morning shows still thrive is because people have to get up in the morning, right?
Yes.
They have to check the weather. They want to know what's going on in the world. But I think in the evening news, if you're looking at the internet all day long or you have it on your cell phone, you know, I think, by the way, the evening newscasts do a great job of, in 22 minutes, really doing great pieces.
Capturing the whole
Yeah, exactly.
vibe, yeah.
And I think they're incredibly worthwhile, but they don't necessarily jibe with the way people are living now.
No, I can't sit and wait for the news anymore. That's why I don't know the name of the anchor person. So,
But do you feel also that, you know, because then they announced that Diane Sawyer was going to take over the evening news for ABC, and you sort of made it easier for her.
I don't know. You know, I don't know about that, Robin. I just think sort of the time had come where it was not such a novelty, you know, and that Diane had an incredibly illustrious career prior to taking that on. So I don't know. I think also for whatever reason, maybe because I'm a little more of an open book, I've always been a little bit more of a lightning rod, possibly. I don't know.
I've got to compliment you because I meant to tell you this the other day. The colonoscopy thing. In all seriousness, I remember the only thing that I knew about colonoscopies, because you had your on-air colonoscopy, which, by the way, I mean, weren't you nervous your ass was going to be on TV? I mean, I would just kill myself.
Believe me, I gave the camera crew very strict instructions.
This was
and
very brave.
I had the final say in the editing process as well, Howard.
When you saw when you saw the raw tape, so to speak, is your ass being shown all over the place, and were you mortified?
No, not at all.
Right.
They were the
draping.
colonoscopist the endoscopist was very discreet, a guy named Ken Ford, and the camera guys know I had a mammogram on the Today Show and they weren't taking shots of my breasts.
How do they do that? How do they not photograph your breasts?
Because you're in one of those gowns and they get behind you, and you know.
The colonoscopy thing was great because I remember my father told me when I was a young man, he had turned 50 and he said to me, I just went for this thing, colonoscopy, and there was no they didn't knock him out. There was this huge pipe involved, and he said to me, he turned to me, he said,
he had a colonoscopy or a sigmoidoscopy?
I don't know the difference at that point, but I remember it was a huge pipe, and he said to me, my dad's pretty stoic, and he said, I don't care about cancer or anything else compared to what they did to me today. He goes, I could never go through that kind of pain. And I never heard my father say that. So my feeling on colonoscopies was that sort of archaic view that this horrible thing happens to you, and I'm never going to do one. So when you did it, it really made me realize, wow, they're not painful. The process has changed. And then my doctor said to me, I'd rather get a colonoscopy than, he says, you should see the operation they have to do on you if you get colon cancer. It's way painful. It's like the worst pain ever. So just go through it. And it really is a big nothing.
Yeah.
But you did, that was incredible how you changed people's perception.
Well,
and I do applaud you for that.
Thank you, Howard.
Yeah.
Because I think that they had something at the University of Michigan called the Couric effect, and the number of colonoscopies went up 20%.
20%.
All I wanted to do is sort of demystify the whole process. That's so interesting. Your dad, back in the day when your dad was 50, I think they didn't have the kind of drugs that they give you now.
No.
And I cannot imagine, honestly, that procedure without the anesthesia.
My dad still will not get one.
Really?
Because of that experience. He still thinks it's that thing. And I go, Dad,
well,
it's nothing.
Your mom needs to get one too, Howard, because women are diagnosed as often as men with colorectal cancer.
Yeah.
And it's the second leading cancer killer of men and women in this country.
And that's what your husband died of.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he was just 42 years old. Yeah.
I can't believe 42 years old. Was there a history in his family?
No, his mom, at the time Jay was diagnosed, his mom had ovarian cancer. She ended up outliving Jay, and his grandmother had breast cancer, and there's a feeling that certain glandular cancers are hereditary. And, for example, if you have breast cancer, you have a higher risk of colorectal cancer. So I think that obviously there is some genetic predisposition.
And did you have a sister you lost to cancer as well? An older sister who was a state senator, very accomplished woman.
She was running for lieutenant governor with Mark Warner in Virginia, and everyone used to predict that she would be the first female governor of the state of Virginia.
Wow.
Incredibly impressive, wonderful, talented person. And she was, a couple years after Jay died, I got this phone call. This is like my bizarre, surreal life. I'm in the green room at The Tonight Show, and I had just done The Tonight Show, and the person who was the Today Show publicist said, your sister called. It's an emergency. You need to call her right away. Nobody wants that kind of call, right? So I called her, and I was so terrified it was my parents, because my mom and dad were older. And I got on the phone to Emily, and she said, don't worry, it's not mom or dad. I said, what's going on? She said, it's me. I have pancreatic cancer, and it's all over my liver.
How old was she?
She was 52 when she was diagnosed and 54 when she died.
And you were close to her?
Very, yeah.
Oh.
So there are 4 kids in my family. Emily was the oldest. My sister, Clara, I call her Kiki. She doesn't like that anymore. And then I have a brother, Johnny, and I'm the youngest of 4. So that was
so devastating.
It was so devastating, and very devastating for my parents, obviously for all of us, but for parents to lose a child, as anyone has experienced that. For my mom and dad, I think.
Did she have kids?
Yes, 2 incredible sons. Her son, Ray, is an oncologist hematologist in Northern Virginia. And Jeff is my other nephew who lived with us between college and graduate school. Great guy. He's a director. He just finished directing Kick-Ass 2.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, isn't that great?
And what's with your kids?
So proud of him.
Are you worried about your kids? Because you're a very wealthy woman. And, sometimes it's hard. Well, you are. You are very wealthy, aren't you?
I think I've done well.
You've done well.
Happy to say. Which is a nice thing to not. The one thing about doing well, it makes life easier, and it's one less thing to worry about. And I feel very blessed to not have to worry about that.
Well, you've worked really hard. That's why when you started dating, by the way, that's a whole weird thing, too. You're an attractive woman. You're a young woman. You lose your husband. You got 2 young girls at home. Mm-hmm. When do you start dating? How long do you wait?
I think it was like a year and a half.
Did it
I remember
feel weird?
The 1-year anniversary of Jay's death, and I was just in such a dark place and so depressed. And then I thought, I'm young. I have these 2 little girls. I really did imagine that I would be in a Carol Brady situation.
Right. A merged family.
A blended family. And it never really happened.
Because you say you're sad that you never had more kids.
Yeah. I think I would have liked that. But, it just didn't work out that way for me.
How the hell do you juggle your career when you've got 2 young kids at home and you're doing the kind of work you're doing?
Well, I was very lucky because I was well compensated. I had a wonderful person, Lori Beth Meyer, who lived with us, who was like a second parent to my girls.
So you could go off and cover a story and be gone for 2 days and you didn't worry?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And that's such a blessing to be able to have somebody like that in your life. And she was such a positive influence. I really credit her. I think my girls are have turned out really well. They're great, nice people.
Right.
And I feel like Lori Beth had so much to do with that.
And are you still in touch with her?
Yeah. She lives in Boston. She got married and, you know, is living her own life, which is as it should be.
What would you call her, a nanny?
Yeah, but I mean, to me, she was so much more than a nanny. I used to call her my wife.
Right.
But, you know, because she really was like a second parent. So I don't know, nanny just doesn't even seem to describe what role she played in our lives.
Ah, so the kids must still be in touch with her and they must love her and the whole thing.
You know, it's funny, though, those situations, you know, people drift apart, and she's always going to hold an incredibly special place in our lives. I wish that we stayed in better touch with her, to be honest with you. But, you know, teenage girls, you know, Howard, you've got three. If you had three of them, you know, they're very involved in their own lives and get sort of caught up in that.
You're lucky they call you, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Before your husband died, did he, and maybe this is too personal, but did he make a tape or anything to talk to the girl? Like, that would be my first inclination. If I was diagnosed and I knew I was going, I would make a series of tapes maybe, because my biggest fear is that they would never know me or remember me.
Yeah, you know, that's such an interesting question. I remember going with Jay. I think my parents were visiting, and, you know, I used to go to these screenings all the time because if I was interviewing someone on the Today Show, I'd really try to watch the movie, or, you know, it'd be
Which is
hard
nice
to do
to
the
do.
interview.
Yeah.
So I remember Michael Keaton. I don't know if you remember this movie called My Life.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
where he made
my
the
God.
videos.
Oh, my God.
And you went with Jay to that?
Yeah, this was long before Jay
Right.
was
Oh, okay.
diagnosed. And that movie just devastated me. And I remember that he did do the tapes. And I think the last scene is Nicole Kidman watching one of the tapes with their child.
Right.
But, you know, it's weird. I think that we never gave up hope. And I think we didn't even really talk very much about Jay, the possibility of Jay dying. Because I think when you're in a devastating situation or a really hopeless situation like that, if you have one glimmer of hope, you have to hold on to that with all your being. And I think that
if you make a tape that says, I'm dying.
Yeah, it acknowledged it, even though I think we both knew inevitably. But every time, you know, something would happen, if he had lung mets or his vision was impaired because he had stuff going on in his brain, I would say, we're going to figure this out. We're going to take care of it. Don't worry. And I think if I had said, will you make a tape for our girls, you know, it would have just
That would have
been
devastated him.
terrible. And so, you know, he never did that. The only time I think we even acknowledged the possibility that he might die is we were at we had a house in Dutchess County in Millbrook, and I said, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to come to this house if you're not here.
Right.
And he said, well, I just hope it'll be full of happy memories.
Did you sell the house after he died?
A couple years later.
Yeah, I don't blame
Because it was
you.
hard to go up there and without him, because that house was all him. You know, he loved it. He was a big Civil War enthusiast.
Yeah, didn't he have like all the toy soldiers and the whole thing? And
He was really into
battles.
Yeah, he did. He was a reenactor, Robin. I was like, what is your deal? And then I thought, he said, hey, I could be chasing women, drinking, and gambling. I said,
I guess
good point,
play
good
with those
point.
Yeah, I'm
But I used
faithful
to
with
say
my
to him,
toys.
if you think I'm going to follow you around wearing a hoop skirt and a snood, honey, you got another thing coming to you. Because they had all these camp followers. People get so into this. But I think what Jay liked about it, he loved history. He went to Washington and Lee. He became really interested in Robert E. Lee. And he was a very
Did he have
egalitarian
slaves? Did he
guy.
own any slaves? No.
He was a very egalitarian
Union guy, wasn't he?
No, he was a Confederate.
Oh, my goodness.
But I think he just like sort of battle strategy. And a lot of the reenactors, they came from all walks of life. So one guy could be a plumber, one guy could be a corporate lawyer, one guy could be a doctor. I mean, it was just such a... And I think Jay loved... Listen, he had 2 daughters and me. I think he loved just the male bonding of it
Did you
all.
marry young? How old were you when you married him?
I was 31.
Oh, 31. So you had some time to play around.
Yeah, because I had to run around trying to establish my career, and I wanted the flexibility of being able to move around.
So you got to date before marriage.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
you kind of did it in a smart way. So it was like you got married at the right age.
I mean, it was the right age for me. I remember going to, this is so kind of morbid, but I remember watching Cassie Mackin. Do you remember Cassie
No.
Mackin, Howard? She was a Capitol Hill correspondent for ABC News, and she was beautiful and accomplished. And I remember watching her pallbearers were like Teddy Kennedy and a cameraman named Rolf Tessem, and she had no husband or family. And I think right then and there, even though I was this sort of hardcore, diehard career woman / feminist, I thought, I want that part of my life to be fulfilled too. And then and there I said, I want to ultimately get married and have a family. And so Jay was there at the at the right time, and I fell in love with him, and he was everything I ever wanted in someone. He had so much integrity and was such an incredible family man and such great values, but also wicked smart, just so interesting.
I would be intimidated dating you because I think you might have this trouble with men because you are very, very smart.
I'm not that smart, actually.
No, you kind of are. And I would think that a lot of guys get intimidated, because you're, a good earner, and also you can be very quick. I've seen you do it. And you can really turn.
Once in a while.
No, I've seen you turn on people. No, I mean you can really do it. Now that's why I never when I used to read about your dating after your husband was gone and came a time you started dating. The Larry King thing, I never.
Okay,
Mrs. Larry King.
It was. Oh no. That story has gotten so blown out of proportion. You know what? I think as I told Jimmy Kimmel, because I told that story on his show, because after a while, you run out of things to talk about on these shows. I'm not very interesting, Howard.
I think you're interesting.
I basically said to him, I don't know how it came up, but I was in this period of my life, I think I was in my late 20s, early 30s, where I thought, I'm going to go out with anyone who asks me, because everyone is sort of interesting in their own way, right? And you can learn from every experience. So Larry King asked me out to dinner, and it was just so comical and so funny. Of course, his recollection of the evening is completely different than mine.
Knowing what I know of Larry King, he had to be hitting on you, like constantly sort of trying to seduce you. Yeah, am I accurate there?
Well, I don't know if that's what you call it, Howard.
Because he's pretty direct. Like when he wants to go to bed with a woman, he's pretty direct.
Yeah, he was pretty direct. I told you. I said I went to we were in this car, and I said, "Where are we going?" He goes, "My place." And I was like, "Do."
How'd you get out of that?
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
That's the hardest part for a woman, when you're not into a guy, how you sort of get out of it.
Well, the problem is, I was 30, and, of course, that's not super
80.
young.
Yeah.
But you would think that I would say, oh, Larry, that's so nice, but I really need to get home. I kind of froze and panicked, and I didn't know what to do.
That's what he does.
And we pull into the parking lot at his apartment in Roslyn, and we walk in, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. How am I going to extricate myself from this situation?
He's like, don't worry, Katie, I have rubbers.
He's
I'm
like,
ready.
he didn't say that. But he did but I did extricate myself,
how?
Thankfully.
What did you just say? Oh, I have a
said,
headache.
Larry, you're really nice. And
right.
What did you say?
I have gas.
Let's take it slow.
Let's take it slow. Like a tortoise. She said, yes, I am.
I said, listen, you're such an interesting, nice man, but I'm interested in meeting someone a little closer to my age. I guess maybe that was too direct.
Yeah. You see, you can be very direct.
Well, I think, isn't that better just to be honest and direct when you can?
And I would also think being sexual with you would be sort of difficult because you're Katie Couric. And, I don't know that you're going to go for me.
Isn't that exciting?
But maybe what I do to you won't think is, proper. I don't know.
Well, I'll be very direct about that, Howard.
Are you direct? You order everyone around.
No, I don't.
Yeah. So I
really don't. I'm actually very much a girly girl in.
You are.
Well, although I don't know if people would always agree with that. I don't know.
Did you find the reaction of your audience interesting when you started to date and who you were dating? Because all of a sudden you were a tabloid person.
I know. That was so weird. I think, you know what? I took it kind of as a compliment that I think people saw me going through this very difficult, heartbreaking situation with my husband, who I love so much, with 2 little girls in tow.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, maybe I'm naive, but I think people sort of wanted me to be happy again. Maybe I give people too much credit.
No, but it's weird when you're a news person. And this is the weird thing too about news people that drives me crazy. News people bought into this whole idea that they're not entertainers. And I always thought it was, when you were doing the Today Show, you were not allowed to do outside commercials. Certainly as a CBS anchor woman, you're not allowed to do outside commercials or endorsements. And why the hell not? I mean, think about it. You're an entertainer in the same business that I'm in. Didn't it drive you crazy that you couldn't endorse a product or do any kind of make any outside income?
I mean, I was so busy doing my job that it didn't really drive me crazy. And I think you can see from a journalistic point of view, Howard, like you endorse something and maybe you have a news story that's covering said product, and there is an inherent conflict. So I think it's okay to have certain standards like that.
So when you're dating, you have to be careful because you're a news person, and if it's a guy, even with these guys, they do keep a low profile with dating and stuff because it does affect the public. If I see Katie Couric, when you were dating Brooks, who I met a couple of times, you go, oh, she's going out with such a young guy. It got me crazy for some reason. I don't even know why.
Yeah. Well, I think people like to talk because it's more interesting than their own lives. I have no idea. But whatever.
But it was also, that's who Katie would be into.
Yeah.
Like we're getting to know a side of you we might never get to know.
Are you
the
so
whole cougar thing is funny, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
well, it was like all of a sudden, but why not? Why can't Katie date a younger guy? I mean, it's okay.
It just happens.
It's weird how you get caught up in it.
Yeah. Well, it's just sort of, gossip is fun,
Were you nervous as a woman after you've been in a marriage a long time, you get comfortable and everything, all of a sudden when you start dating again, you got to take your clothes off in front of a guy.
Yeah.
And that's got to, did you start working out obsessively because you had to show your body? And somewhere some guys can go, hey, I just was with Katie Couric, and guess what, man? She's got a nice ass.
I was a little more discreet than that and discriminating, Howard.
You didn't sit and worry about who you dated, and A, were they using you for your money? Number two, were they sitting and talking to someone about, the most intimate detail?
No,
I mean, I would love to read an account of your sex.
I was in pretty long-term relationships, and I think I'm a pretty good judge of character. And
but how has some guy never written a book about having sex with Katie Couric?
Because she picked good.
Yes.
Is that it?
Thank you, Robin.
Or did you have him sign a non-disclosure?
No.
She
can
had
you
a
imagine?
Oh,
Here.
that'd be the best.
Yes. Can you please sign here before we go
we
out?
have our sex?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be a real turn on, wouldn't it?
Did you ever lose control in your personal life? Or let's say throw caution to the wind and have a one-night stand or a fling?
Maybe before I was married, but not since.
But not since?
No.
Because you're daughters, you have to be somewhat more careful?
Yeah, well, first of all, for a whole myriad of reasons, I think you have to be careful these days doing that. And I think for some of the things that you just talked about, I think that I require a certain level of trust in someone.
So you would never have an F-buddy, someone who
No,
you read about what women are doing, that kind of thing?
So.
You think you'll ever get married again?
Part of me would like to, because I'm a very traditional person.
Right.
But with my daughters almost all grown up, Ellie just graduated from college.
Wow.
Carrie's a junior in high school. It's sort of like, I'm not sure, but there is something nice for me. Well, what do you think about marriage, Howard?
I think marriage is fantastic. I'm very happy in my marriage. And, some people would say, well, Katie, if you're not going to have more kids and stuff, what's the point of getting married? I feel that you do feel like family.
Yeah.
When you get married again.
There's something, I think there's something nice about being in a relationship that is not so easy to walk away from.
Yes.
I think when you're not married, it's sort of like, well...
Could always break up.
If this isn't working out, it's not working out. I do think there's something about the institution that makes you try harder. And relationships are challenging.
Are you in love with the guy you're with now?
Yes.
You're in love?
Yeah.
It was obvious to me. I kidded you about... Today I'm on Katie's show. You'll see the whole interview. I kidded you, but it was some public display of affection at the Knick game.
Well,
you were at a basketball
there's
game.
PDA. He held my hand, Robin.
No,
is that
there was
PDA?
more than PDA. It was a whole... It was a coming out party.
He did not kiss me on the lips or anything.
It looked very intimate.
Deal is.
It looked like the two of you were really connecting.
That's good. Well,
that's
no one was watching the game. You were watching each other.
Really?
I looked at these pictures. I said, Katie's going to get pregnant just from what's going on at the game. You know what I'm saying? It was
train has left the station, Howard.
Is that? But I know. But is that has it left? That's it. No more. No more. Period. That's it.
I'm 56, Howard.
It's amazing how good you look. Now you're not doing any plastic surgery.
No.
You've never done the Botox. No.
I have actually done a little bit of Botox. I've dabbled in Botox.
Because after I taped your show,
too much of that makes you look very waxy and you don't have an expression.
Right. Yeah.
After I taped your show, my wife and I went home. I go, Katie looks too fucking good.
Honestly, it's the lighting, Howard.
Is it the lighting?
Yes, that's
Howard was affected by the lighting.
Well, I got to tell you, I was on
magic lighting.
It's not the lighting. I'll tell you why. I saw some clips of me on Katie, and she looks great.
They didn't do your lighting
and
the same way.
my lighting, it ain't working for me. Whatever that light is.
You look great.
They only did Katie that lighting.
You didn't.
I look so bad.
No, you didn't.
That's why I hate doing these
so hard
interviews.
on
No, honestly, you are so hard on yourself.
Oh, if I just could have been a little bit good looking, a
you know
little
what?
bit.
And Howard got mad, Robin, because I said I thought he was interesting looking, but I said that really as a compliment.
I saw you vomit.
Because I think,
I saw you turn your head and vomit after.
No,
I said,
honestly.
Yeah.
And you know, when you get to know somebody, I mean, everyone has known someone who they thought was beautiful.
Right.
They get to know them and they become less and less attractive.
That is true.
And really, Howard, you're a very attractive man.
No, but I see the kind of guys
you can
go
grow,
for.
Howard. You got the chance of being
No,
more
I don't.
attractive.
I see the kind of that guy Brooks, who I met a couple of times because we were at dinners and stuff. He was a very attractive, physically attractive guy.
He was, yeah.
I mean,
he still is.
He's the
He looks
opposite
good
of
still.
me.
Yeah. No, you stop it.
You're
Stop
into
with
pretty
the self.
boys.
The opposite of
I'm not into pretty boys.
You're not?
I mean, listen, I've dated a lot I different kinds of guys.
She dated Larry King.
That's true. That's true. That says show you're open-minded.
I do like attractive men, but I find attractive comes in all sorts of different packages.
Yes, well, we'll leave it at that. Listen, Katie, you are
Howard.
something else. Katie Couric, America's sweetheart.
I think that train's left the station too. I think there's a statute of limitations on that title.
Well, I said that to Matt when I see him. I go, Matt, isn't it great? I'm so despised. And now you're going through the same thing. Look at Katie. She's not America's sweetheart. It's perfect. Who would have predicted? You kind of are, though. You really are. And your new show is really good. I do watch. I've been watching
Howard.
it.
Really?
Yeah, Beth turned me on to it. And I started watching it. It's a very kind of fun, relaxed show. And I think it really shows off your talents really
well.
well.
And she does delve into
Yeah.
different kinds of topics. That's one of the things that I do love about the show.
Yes.
Because, she'll spend a lot of time with something, you only know on the surface or something you need to know, but you've never, ever had any time to spend with.
And by the way, Katie, I don't want to forget to say, you're Jewish.
My mom is.
Yes, that means you're Jewish.
I know. My boyfriend is, and he always says, "Come on."
You really are Jewish. I mean, if Hitler came today,
no one knew that.
Yes,
he would
my
say,
mom is Jewish.
If the mother is Jewish, the child is
I know.
Jewish.
I am a member of the tribe, according to Hebrew law. That's why Jewish men love me, because I look like a shiksa.
Yeah.
But they can tell their mother I'm a Jew.
But you were raised a Presbyterian.
I was. My
Isn't
dad was Presbyterian.
And he was what? He said to your mother, "I will not have this."
I think my mom. I think my mom was not super religious.
Right.
I grew up in
She didn't
Virginia.
care.
And I think
there were no temples.
No, there were, but actually there
Yeah.
were not many Jewish kids where I grew up. Sandy Markridge and Sandy Sager, two Sandys who I went to school with.
You're not afraid to call people out, so to speak, even as a news person. Like when you got mad at Donald Trump during the whole birther thing.
Yeah.
You said he's acting. You said Donald's a nice guy. I've met him a couple of times.
I love him, but he was being such a horse's ass. I couldn't believe it.
Because why? Because he wouldn't let go of this
He
idea.
wouldn't let go, and it's just ludicrous. The whole thing was just ludicrous. And I think sometimes he gets caught up in his own bravado,
Do you have? Did he? But he's a dangerous guy to even criticize a little bit. He's very sensitive.
No, you know what? This is the thing. I don't know. We have a really nice relationship too. I think that I could have that conversation with him, and he would say, "I'm sorry, I agree to disagree." And
he didn't tweet about you. He didn't attack you.
I don't know why. I think there's actually a certain base level of fondness that we have for each other. I don't know. Weird, right?
So when you run into a guy like that after you've said, "Hey, he's behaving like a jackass," you don't worry that somehow.
No, because I think he just likes to be talked about, Donald.
So you think he's not overly sensitive and will start attacking
I mean,
you?
I think he knows I like him. I think that I mean, we never even talked about it. I don't even know if he even knew I said that.
If I want to be friends with Katie Couric, do I have to be a famous person? Are most of your friends famous?
No, most of my friends aren't.
Who are your friends?
My friends, gosh, I have a really close friend who I went to college with.
And she's not jealous of you?
No.
You don't sense that from old friends who you try to go back?
No, all my high school girlfriends, Howard, 5 of them are all coming to my house at the beach in July.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any black friends or only white people are friendly
No,
with you?
I have black friends. I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, who are they? Who are your black friends? Brian Gumbel. She's hardly friendly with him. Come on.
Well, you can't get too close.
That's right. All right, listen, who knows? I want a list of your friends, and I want to know how many are black and how many are Puerto Rican.
I would say I don't have that. Famous people kind of make me nervous, Howard.
They do.
I'm a little intimidated by famous people.
I'm uncomfortable with them as well.
Like when I went to that dinner party at the Scottos, I wanted to talk to Howard a little more, but I was a little afraid.
And I thought you were standoffish.
Really?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you, but I don't know. I was just nervous.
Katie and I
get
were
a little nervous.
We were at a dinner party, and I remember thinking, gee, I'd love to have a conversation with Katie, but you're very bubbly at these parties. You are the life. You are a Tri-Delta. There's no doubt. And you're kind of flitting around, talking to everyone. And I didn't feel comfortable.
I was too far away from you at the table to really talk to you, and I did want to talk to you, but I do get a little nervous, especially when I don't really know someone all that well.
Right.
And but next time I can sit next to you and we can blab away.
When you date a guy, you would never have sex on the first date, would you?
Mm-mm.
Never.
That's never happened.
I would try to. No, that doesn't happen really.
When Michael Jackson asked you
I don't know.
out,
I'm very old-fashioned, you guys.
I know that about you. I like that. It turns me on. When Michael Jackson asked you out.
Yeah. That was actually through Rabbi Shmuley.
Shmuley Botiak.
Yeah, he became very close to Michael for a period of time. And I remember I got a producer on the Today Show said, Rabbi Shmuley wants to talk to you. I said, okay. Yeah. So he called me in my office at the Today Show, and I said, Rabbi Shmuley, how are you? And he said, Katie, I have a question for you. Are you seeing anyone? And I thought, this is so beyond creepy that Rabbi Shmuley is hitting on me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he
Rabbi
wants you.
Shmuley, you have like 9 kids. What's going on here? He goes, I said, actually, I am, because I had a boyfriend at the time.
Right.
He said, oh, that's a shame, because when you left, I had actually said hello to Michael Jackson, who was in New York, because I was trying to get an interview with him. Michael said to me, that's the kind of girl I would like to go out with. And I said,
what an insult.
I said, oh, Rabbi Shmuley, that's very flattering, but I'm seeing someone. But will you tell him how flattered I am? What a nice compliment that is.
How strange is that?
Right?
Oh, can you imagine? I mean, just as a journalist.
Mean? You're the kind of girl.
I think, honestly.
You're like, what do I look like, a guy?
Not to be too psychoanalytical about it, but I think he was probably looking for a little normalcy, possibly. And maybe he saw me as kind of a normal person.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I mean, Larry King got further with you than Michael Jackson
I do
did.
regret, though, I thought it was not that long after Jay had died. It was, probably a year and a half or 2 years, because I was dating someone at the time, and I do regret not having dinner with him. But I thought, can you imagine that scene?
Yeah,
that would have been insane.
Bringing him home to the girls?
No, but even just going out, having,
as a journalist,
breaking bread with Michael Jackson.
As someone who wants to be interesting on talk shows, you should have had that as your main story. The date.
But now I feel like it would be grossly exploited.
Oh, it would be.
But
who cares? I still want to hear about it.
So sad, right? So sad.
Yeah.
Fame is a dangerous thing, isn't it, Howard?
Well, you can get carried away.
And I look at people like Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan, and it's hard enough to deal with it when you're fairly mature and you've had a pretty stable background. For all your neuroses, you have very loving parents, Howard.
Yes, and also I think you're right. If you grow up without fame, and you're just a normal person who goes through the struggles of life, it's a lot different.
You sort of get to know a little bit of who you are,
right?
At least.
But can you imagine how rattling and unnerving and unsettling it is for these young women and, young men too.
Right.
But particularly for these young women, because I think it's very confusing. What are they valued for? Are they valued for their sex appeal totally? Are they valued for their talent? They're not valued because they're good people, right?
Right. Yeah, it's a whole weird thing. Was it weird for you bringing guys home to meet your daughters? I mean, that's a whole other
I have very mixed feelings about it. I wanted them to know that because we're such a female-centric household, I wanted them to see that I had relationships with men.
Right.
Obviously, I wasn't bringing men home all the time and having them stay. I would only, once I was in a serious relationship that I thought could be potentially long-lasting.
Were the kids critical of the guys you brought home?
They were, my first boyfriend, not so much. It depended. I think
Were they critical of Brooks because he was so young?
I think my older daughter, no. My younger daughter, I think, felt threatened by that. And I think they saw men as taking time away from them, from my time with them,
Yeah.
And so it was very hard to balance because I wanted to have a social life. I wanted to have relationships. But I also wanted to be a good mom. I think it's fairly typical for single parents to deal with this.
Have that
And if you say to your daughters, "Well, I'm going to go spend the weekend. Come on, I'm having one special vacation with this guy," and they're like, "Well, what do you mean? You're leaving us? You weren't with us all week?" And I
exactly.
can imagine.
But I always tried to calibrate and recalibrate. Where my time was going to make sure that. But it's tough. It's a balancing act. Yeah.
It is because the guy can come on too strong and sort of try to be daddy.
Right.
And you've got to set him straight too.
Right. That's tough. And my current beau, what do you call someone when you're 56? My boyfriend.
Yeah. Look at you, you're blushing.
Is very good about that. He has his own kids. He doesn't really, pressure my kids. He's very I'll let them come to me. I mean, he's very loving and warm to them.
This is the guy.
But he didn't rush it.
Maybe this is the guy.
Who knows, Howard?
I don't know.
He seems to know.
He seems to know just what to do. Hits all the right buttons.
Look at
her giggling.
Look at
sorry,
you. You're like a teenager.
No, that's because you're looking at me in that weird way.
And
Howard.
what do you do? How can you have him sleep over if your daughters are around and stuff? You can't. Well, I guess you could.
Well, I don't know.
Well, Carrie's 17. I think
they know this. They know the drill.
Yeah.
Just get a real thick door so you don't moan too loud. Try not to make so much noise, Katie.
try.
Everyone knows about you.
I'll really try.
You're
Howard.
a screamer. There's so much more to talk about, but all right, I'll let you off the hook here.
It was fun being here.
You liked it.
Really fun.
You liked it.
The one thing I
did.
know about Katie that maybe other people don't know is she's incredibly philanthropic.
Oh, yeah?
As well.
How much dough are you giving him? Oh, she's not.
No.
I learned when you watch the show. I don't know what they left in and what because it was a 2-hour taping. But Katie, she had this talent competition.
This is so embarrassing. Howard was so funny.
And she turns to the crowd and she says, and by the way, the winner of the talent competition will get $500 for their charity. And I'm going like, Katie.
I know. It was so embarrassing.
$500 whole dollars? You
That's
billionaire?
All they could scrape together.
She's so cheap and not philanthropic at all.
Wait a
That's
minute.
not true.
No,
Wait a minute.
I just don't
I've
talk
actually
about it.
seen her in action.
You've seen the dough she gives?
I didn't see anything. It was not necessarily about dough, but she gives up her time.
I give dough too.
She gives up
Matt
herself.
used to say that moss used to fly out of my wallet. But that's not true. I actually am. I'm very low key about it.
We
Howard.
didn't even talk about you dated Bob Saget. I never got to that.
No, one date. One date.
I can't see you, but well, maybe I could. I don't know.
He was really fun.
Why only one date?
I don't know.
He's a womanizer. He goes out with a lot of different women.
Really? I mean, I had fun.
He's not a womanizer.
I don't think
He's a good guy.
I don't think I did it for him.
Oh, you think he never called again?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
but that's
we'll
all right.
have to find out from Bob what went on.
Do you ever call a guy and say, "Hey, listen, I know we went out once. I never heard from you."
I went out with Jeff Probst once too.
Did you?
Yeah.
A good-looking guy.
I think he had puka shells on though. That was kind of a weird thing.
He's on Survivor. What happened? One date and he never called you back?
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you a gift.
No, don't. Is this like Jack Nicholson and Something's Gotta Give, where he goes to all his old girlfriends and apologizes?
I'm going to ask Saget and Probst why they never called you back.
Don't, Howard, please.
She's very happy with the guy she's with. She
it all worked out. And I can't say that I was devastated that neither called me back. I thought they were both nice guys.
You don't take it personally. You have a very healthy ego because if someone does that to me, I'm like, uh-oh, there's something wrong with me.
You know what? I don't think there was real magic there with either either person. But I actually enjoyed spending time with them. That's what I mean about sort of being open-minded about dating. I think women need to be much more open-minded.
Dating can be fun if you don't take it so...
Exactly.
Like, oh my God, there's my husband, and now he doesn't love me.
Or I have to have a love connection in the first 30 seconds.
You actually can date, because a lot of women can't even date. Every guy they go out with has to be the husband.
Yeah, you know what? That's such a bad attitude, I think.
You know what? Your attitude is healthy, and you're right. It would almost be like, wouldn't you love to call up Jeff Probst and go, or Saget, and go, guys, we went out, we had a nice time. I don't necessarily have to be sexual with you, but you don't have to feel like you could have called me and said, hey, maybe there wasn't something there, but I just want you to know I had a good time.
But honestly, you know what? Yeah, I guess, but no hard feelings.
Why would you do that?
I don't really need more friends, honestly, and they're both nice guys.
Do you have guy friends?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Uh-huh. Yeah, totally. I have guy friends.
Guys who are married? Because I would get jealous. I imagine the women would get jealous if I was...
No, you know what? I mean, I am not threatening, Howard. You know that.
Oh, yes, you are.
What does she mean?
Bullshit. She means she's going, oh, I'm not like sexual, and I'm not someone who's
I can have very healthy friendships with men, I think. I mean, this is all the whole Harry met Sally thing, but yes, I have friends who are married.
Matt Lauer good friends?
Yeah, you know, I haven't really spent much time with Matt lately, and
Katie
I wish I could.
swears that
I
she never had anything going with Matt, ever.
There
Like,
was
not even an
nothing.
attraction or anything.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually had a little crush on Matt when he was the local news anchor at WNBC, because I thought he was so funny and so quick. And then when he came to the Today Show, I think it just developed into a mutual respect and camaraderie. And I wasn't into him that way, nor
If he put the
me.
moves to you, you might have considered it.
No, I don't know.
No?
I don't think so. I don't think so. First of all, I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
So I have always...
wouldn't that have been fun to watch, though?
Oh, when I have sex with Robin, it gets confusing, believe me.
A lot of people thought that there was something going on between the two of us when
Well,
we
I
worked
could see
together.
that.
Yeah.
But no, and even socializing too much. When I was at the Today Show, I would, you know, obviously I was close to the people, but I didn't want to go out and party with them and go out and socialize, because I thought that's dangerous, because what if something happened and somebody got mad at somebody, and it just can bleed into your work relationship.
Isn't it funny, ironic, maybe, no, not ironic, it's just funny that you gave Larry King a chance, but not Matt. Isn't that something?
No, Matt wasn't interested.
Well, you can say that about anybody.
What do you think Jeff Jarvis wants? I was just going to say goodbye, but Jeff's on the phone. He's a TV
Oh, I
critic.
know
Then I'll let
Jeff.
you out of here. Oh, you know Jeff? Okay. Let me
Yeah.
hear what he has to say. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey there. So this has been a great interview. And Katie, you're a wonderful interviewer, and you have your own career, your own show now. I wanted to get your career advice for Howard.
What do you mean?
Howard lately has been he's always been great. We love him. But the most unbelievable interviews, spending an hour and a half with celebrities, getting things out of them nobody else would get out of them. My theory is that he's bucking to do an on-air TV solid 1 hour.
You think these are auditions?
Jeff, I had that opportunity. ABC came to me years ago and was going to give me the Barbara Walters franchise. I could have done 4 interviews an hour at prime time.
A year or something.
I told them that I wanted to be made part of the ABC News department, and the guy at the time who was in ABC News said, over my dead body. Because I thought it'd be funny if I wore the jacket and it went, dan, 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 dan. It would have been just so great. It would have been my triumph. So, Jeff, that's something I think I could. I'm not bucking for any job.
I know you could do it, but when Satellite ends, it's going to end. You've proven to the country that you're beloved on America's Got Talent. You're not scary to people anymore. Could you be America's sweetheart? What is next?
Is this a master plan?
No, too many people don't like me. I am very polarizing.
Oh, not anymore.
No, Matt. I mean,
He
Matt.
has no idea what it's like to be you. Huh?
You have Matt on the brain.
I do have Matt. Where is Matt? Jeff, believe me, I'm very polarizing.
Oh, I know.
Trust me. Yeah. Do you ever look at something like Q rating, Katie? You know
Not
what I mean
really.
by that?
Honestly, I don't know. I guess I'm sort of the school of thought, what you don't know.
But Q rating is your likability factor.
Yeah.
Yours has to be through the roof.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I think everyone's polarizing to a certain degree. I mean, I think some people like me, some people don't. Just go on Twitter if you want to see the people who don't like you, right, Howard?
If you and I had ended up dating, it would have been the end of your career, right? That would have ruined your reputation
I don't
completely.
know. Probably would have made me more interesting.
A lot of edge there.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
Jeff, listen, I think the reason why Howard's such a successful interviewer is radio does provide this certain environment. Like if I had a camera on me and I thought everyone was looking at everything I was doing, I think it would make me much less relaxed. And I think plus Howard is just fun to talk to, and he's interested.
What makes Howard so good?
I think because he's genuinely interested in other people.
It's not about me.
He also likes to talk about things that, that his questions are good. Sometimes questions that I get from people interviewing me, I don't know if you feel like this, Howard, or Jeff, because you get interviewed a lot. They're so uninteresting and uncreative, and it's obvious that no thought went into them.
That's why
They're
I feel
so
late
predictable.
night. That's why I feel late night television fails. If I had a late night television show,
you are thinking about it.
No, I'm not. If I had one,
Jeff's onto something.
I would not do pre-interviews because I'd rather just sort of go into it. In fact, when I did your show, I didn't do a pre-interview,
right?
And I like that aspect.
Right. I think
you came prepared. You had your sort of agenda, and I loved it. I loved going along with whatever.
Yeah,
you had.
I think that's true. I think Well, I think that sometimes in late night, not in all late night interviews, but they are quite orchestrated,
right.
And planned. And I think that does take a lot of the spontaneity because I think oftentimes they're used as a platform for the host's humor.
That's right.
And so sometimes, because let's face it, people want to be entertained, they want to laugh, and I think it's not all that easy to be instantaneously funny if you haven't kind of thought about
Well,
things.
that's true. It's harder in late night television
Yeah.
because you've got 10 minutes with somebody.
And you're always supposed to be but-um-bump,
Right, and it almost demands that. It has
Right.
to be funny. You're right. You're
But
absolutely right.
I thought that was interesting when you told me that because I do think pre-interviews take some of the spontaneity. On the other hand, you do kind of want to know what areas you're going to mind because not everyone is as interesting as you are.
Oh, thank you. Well, you did a great interview with Jane Fonda. I saw that. That was really good.
She was
really
great.
Good. All right, Jeff, I got to go.
Bye, Jeff.
Katie,
Bye,
today I'm looking forward to seeing the show that I'm on with you.
I can't wait to see. Yeah.
And the reason I'm looking forward to it is because we taped over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they're going to edit it. Do me a favor, if you don't use the full 2-hour show, let me have it to put it on Howard TV because it was so much fun.
I
really would love to. I would love for people to see it.
I want to I want to do a second hour, Howard.
Yeah, or put it up on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, we'll make use of it because it was really fun to do, and hopefully it'll be fun to watch.
What are you eating these days? Because you're looking good. What are you, a vegetarian?
No, I'm a real carnivore.
You are.
Yeah.
And what are you working out or something?
I try to work out. Do I look like healthy? I'm trying to be.
Will I ever see you in a bikini picture? Do you ever go to the beach? And
I do go to the beach, and bikinis are a little scary on me.
What do you wear? One piece?
Yeah, usually. Once in a while, if I know that nobody's around, I'll wear a two-piece.
You will?
Yeah.
Well, I hope the paparazzi catch you. I'd like to see what's doing.
Oh, God, no. No, you don't, Howard.
Don't set them on that task.
No, please. Yeah, please, Howard. Come
when
on,
you make
if you
love,
like
do you
me.
turn the lights out?
Yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
You like mystery? Maybe a soft light in the back?
I like candles.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I use the I have a Crestron and I just put the screen on because I don't want Beth seeing too much of me.
I hear you, but you don't want it to be totally pitch dark, right?
No, not because I'm a visual guy. I like to see what's doing. I'd like to blindfold her and then let me see what's doing. All right, listen.
All right, thanks, Howard. These are Howard Stern's fantasy.
Yes. Oh, I have many. Listen, Katie.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Howard. This was fun. Robin, so nice to talk to you.
Same here. Thank you for coming in.
No, it was really, really fun. And if you guys ever, you would never need anything from me, but
no, I have a need from you.
Okay,
see me on. Why do you have such a dirty mind? See me on Katie today.
And by the way, can I just say how adorable and wonderful your wife is?
She is wonderful.
Really?
I'm very lucky. I really am.
You are lucky.
Yes.
I hope you realize that every day.
Every single day.
And she's lucky too.
Well,
absolutely.
I pray every day she'll lose her sight so she can be more in love with me.
Stop it, Howard.
See me on Katie
Talk to your
today.
therapist about this.
Oh, please.
That poor man.
My poor therapist is.
When is he going to take an exit?
Hey, you should have your therapist on the show, Howard.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh my God.
That would be so interesting.
He would never do it.
Oh, that's right. He wouldn't.
No, he's actually ethical, which is something new to me.
I think that, the only time that he's seeing a patient is when he sees Howard. He must be in therapy the rest of the time.
Yeah, he goes to therapy after he sees me. See me on Katie today. Check your local listings for channel and airtime. I think you'll be into it. It's a lot of fun. For more information, go to katiecouric.com. which I was on, and there's a horrible, horrible video of me there.
Oh, God,
They froze
Howard.
this frame of me, and it's one of the worst things I've ever seen. But anyway.
We'll go
listen.
back and airbrush it.
Bobo, you were there at the show. You enjoyed the taping.
Yeah, how
right?
you doing there? I have to say, Katie, you're one hot cougar in those sexy leather pants. I really believe you were taken with Howard's presence, though. I saw a twinkle in your eye.
We had fun, and there was chemistry. Thank you, Bobo. All right. See what Bobo's talking about. Katie, thank you
Thanks,
very
Howard.
much.
Thanks, Robin.
Take care.
And we'll be back right after these words.
So, Katie, this time you're on the other side of the interview.
Yeah, it was really fun. You know, I do really enjoy talking to Howard, and you know, on the other side, I feel like we do just have very, you know, relaxed, interesting, hopefully, conversations, and so it doesn't feel like we're playing a role like I'm on the hot seat or he's on the hot seat. It's just fun to talk to him.
It's got a conversational vibe.
Yeah, totally. And he was so nice. You know, everyone was preparing me to answer questions that were just like very, you know, not my typical questions, you know, like anal sex stuff. And I was so happy he didn't ask me that stuff because, first of all, I would have blushed, and second of all, I don't know, it would just been very uncomfortable for me.
Absolutely. There's only so much you can offer.
Yeah, exactly.
You mentioned that Howard takes a genuine interest in the people he interviews, and that's what makes him so great at what he does. What do you think his legacy will be as a host, as an interviewer?
I think, you know, I think Howard is outrageous and says a lot of things that people want to say and can't say. I think, you know, I hope people realize that a lot of Howard's persona is kind of, I wouldn't want to say an act, but I think that it's sort of Howard writ large, you know, Howard on steroids, and that I think Howard is an incredible person, very smart, very kind, compassionate, not sexist. And I think a lot of this is just kind of Howard's public persona. And I don't know, I think his legacy will be that he was just wildly, you know, has been wildly entertaining for a long, long time. And whatever it is about him, I don't know whether it's because he's so open about his neuroses, people just really love listening to him. And that's a real compliment. I think he should feel less neurotic because of that.
I'm like a woman because my TiVo thinks I'm a teenage girl. I watch The Bachelor with Beth, and I love it. I beg her to watch The Bachelor. I watch every dating show that there is. I mean, right? I mean, what do we watch?
Housewives.
We watch.
Love Housewives.
I love every housewife. So to be married to me, Katie, you know how women say, I just want to lay in bed and watch TV and like talk. That's what I like.
Hey, it's Courtney Love. I'm here on Howard Stern. I'm promoting my tour. I'm just sort of here to, you know, talk with Howard. He's sort of my psychiatrist, rabbi, messiah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So really quick, so I found these in my archive, you know, my sort of, so this is a Courtney Love concert from years ago.
Yeah.
And what happened was, so she's not wearing any underwear, but that's the funny part. The concert was really famous because she went into the crowd, everybody groped her.
Right.
And she came out, her famous line was, I want to know who stole my ring and who finger fucked me. So, okay, so there she is naked, right? She's got no fucking underwear on. Okay, so now she dives into the crowd. Okay. So now she's in the crowd. Now look, people are like groping her and everything.
Right, her tits are out.
Wait, hold on. But this is my favorite picture here. This is literally like Jesus on the cross.
Yeah.
Like guys are groping, or guys are, So I just thought that was interesting to see. What do you want to get into with it?
Well, I really want to talk about what really is going on with her. She's been to a doctor. She's been diagnosed. She thinks she's normal, but things aren't going well.
Is she still like in lawsuits and all that stuff?
Well, there is something going on where her daughter now runs the Nirvana estate, but she sold off. Courtney had to sell off a quarter of her share of the.
I didn't quite understand who owns it at this point. Francis owns it, or she owns it?
That part I don't understand, but I do understand that when Courtney had it, she sold off a quarter of her ownership in the Nirvana catalog for about $50 million or something.
Coming up! I know that that Grohl has always been like, oh my God, it was such a... They finally got to a place where they could sort of beat Nirvana again.
Well, she went ahead and wrote a terrible thing where she said that Grohl is trying to fuck Courtney Bean and whatever.
Francis.
You got it, Howard!
And then like
Francis was even like, "Can you please ban my mother from Twitter?"
Yeah.
Do you see? She sent the tweet out to Amanda Bynes that Amanda needs to get her shit together.
And she told her she was ugly.
All right, Courtney Love is here. I haven't talked to her in I don't know how many years, a long time. Her legendary band Hole, of course. She is the person in charge of the Nirvana thing. Let me see
she's
you.
A member.
Hey, baby, what do you say? Looking good. Thin and trim. Looking hot.
How you doing, baby?
Boy, it's been a long time.
No, it's been 3 years.
Is that right?
That's a long time.
Yeah, for you and me and Robin, it's a long time. When am I now? I'm like...
You look good.
14th. This is my 4th, not including the crazy call-ins.
Yeah, right. It's been but why have you taken a 3-year hiatus from us? Be honest. Why?
Because that record flopped.
Yeah, but so what? I mean, you
I can always come on here and bitch, I know.
Yeah, you always love to voice your opinion. In fact, I can't decide if the invention of Twitter has been good for you or bad for you.
Bad in the sense that, well, I learned my lesson. I do my Twitter now, and I'm very, super happy, cake-friendly, nice. But initially, I didn't know what it was for, so I just called everyone a whore. And then I got two defamation suits that cost me more than $780,000.
You're not kidding around. One of those suits was against a fashion designer. You kind of like to spew. It's almost like writing music.
It was my first day. I didn't even know what it was. I was just like, you fucking, excuse my language. Can I say that?
Yes, yeah, you're good.
Oh, right. We're not on 92.3 anymore.
That's right.
Right. You fucking whore.
Right.
So I didn't know what it was. And
you were critical of the fashion designer's clothing. Is that what it was?
I felt like she'd stolen from me. I have to say, I felt like, and allegedly.
Right.
Which is just as bad as the FEC, or what is it, FEC, FEA?
FCC?
FCC, yeah, up your ass. It's like allegedly. Allegedly.
Right.
She allegedly stole from me?
Right.
I have it on CCTV. Okay, she allegedly stole from me.
Right.
But
so she sued you, and it cost you $500,000 to settle the thing out.
Yeah.
So Twitter got you in trouble that way.
Yeah, and then I got another one that was just like a pile-on that was $600,000.
What was that for? What did you do there?
It's so minor and it's ongoing, so I can't talk about it.
Wow. I mean,
it's like the most. It's like,
you know what it is with you. You love to speak out. You love to talk, and this is unfiltered.
But the second was a pile-on, man. It was just like taking advantage.
I don't even know what the case was.
Well, I am legal free
right now.
Yes, it's like being drug free.
Who sued you in the second case?
A lawyer.
A lawyer.
So when a lawyer sues you, you're kind of screwed.
Were you talking about him directly? And and you were saying bad, disparaging things about her? Was that the case?
No, I actually believed what I said, which I felt like she had been somehow gotten to, or she'd abandoned me and been possibly compromised in her thing because she was coming to save me. I remember.
And so you get on Twitter. What happened? You're there late at night and you're looking.
I was actually answering somebody's question if I thought that she'd been corrupted, and I said yes.
I see. And it cost you a lot of money. The thing with you is you are honest. You're unfiltered, and an invention like Twitter is dangerous.
I should have your job.
Well, in a sense, yes, because the invention.
But you could get sued here too.
That's right. The invention of Twitter is dangerous.
But do you say allegedly?
Well, of course, I don't go around disparaging someone unless I'm completely sure of my facts.
You disparage people sometimes.
I wouldn't say something unless I knew that it to be 100% true and that I could back it up and prove it.
Right.
So I will say things that might be disparaging, but I'm sort of thought out about it. You like to lash out sometimes.
Well, the fact that in one case someone had told me they engaged in prostitution, you know.
See, that's what I'm saying. You throw things out there. Like someone, prostitution, and a name.
They told me that maybe they were lying, but you know.
That's
hey.
my point. You can't just blurt things out. And Twitter.
Well, I've learned my lesson. It's $1 million lesson, Howard.
Why not close down your Twitter account?
Because now it's all happy cake pie.
Well, how did that happen? Now, do you have someone that reads your tweets before you put them out?
No, I do it myself. I'm actually very responsible about it.
But isn't that a problem? Because sometimes you think you're being responsible, but
I haven't gotten in Twitter trouble in over 2.5, 3 years.
All right.
Why is it so important to you to be on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? Because I make a lot of money sometimes.
Really?
Like I was smoking these e-cigarettes, which I didn't bring, which sucks.
Which is the cigarette that
you can smoke anywhere, and it's just steam. And I tweeted about them, and then all of a sudden I made a ton of money doing like some viral thing for them.
Do you need money? I mean, I sold...
Not really.
Yeah, exactly. You sold 25% of the Nirvana catalog for $50 million.
Something like that.
Yeah, and you are...
But I didn't spend it on shoes.
And you're worth about $100 million. And
that's according to CelebrityNetWorth.com.
Yes. Is that off? Is that
It's
wrong?
off. It's a little low.
It's a little low. So if you're worth, let's say, $150 million, why do you care
I know that sounds so hubristic. Oh, my God. I should be more Jewish. I'm sorry. It's so high.
Well, no.
I need food stamps. I need FEMA housing.
I like your honesty. I like that you say, listen, I'm worth over $150 million.
Well, I just had an ex-boyfriend that was on there, and he was higher than me, and I was like, oh, no.
So your ex-boyfriend is the one that dates Chelsea Handler now?
No.
Andre?
No. He's a friend of mine.
You never dated him?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Oh, you did date him?
No, I didn't.
Why are you allegedly... So did you date him or not?
No.
Why are you making a face?
Because I made a face at you.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
It doesn't mean anything.
It means you're really implying you did make love to him.
I did not date him.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't.
You once... But why are you saying... Why are you acting like you didn't?
Because I didn't.
Are you still dating him?
No.
Are you here to say you're seeing him behind Chelsea's back or something?
No.
No. So what are you saying when you make that face to me?
I'm just making a cross-eyed face at you, Howard. Don't be a fakata, for God's sake.
But what does that mean?
Nothing. I was just making a face at you.
So you never dated the guy?
World never.
And now you're going to make that face. I never know what's going on with you. I just suggest that Twitter is probably not a good medium.
It was. I'm really good on it now.
Yeah, you behave yourself now.
I'm very, very behaved.
So if you're worth over $150 million personally, why do you care if you make money on a cigarette that you smoke? Or
because because the money that is the Kurt money, the Nirvana money,
right?
It's like the Nirvana money, and it's being managed by other people, and I just consider it cursed. So I prefer to make money that's the Courtney money.
You've said that running the Nirvana business is cursed money. You've said it many times.
I've said it to you probably first.
Right, you did, and the reason it's cursed is that it's brought you tremendous wealth, but you think also aggravation. And I can't even figure out what's going on with this Nirvana money now.
Yeah, I know.
Let me ask you a couple of questions so I understand it.
Okay.
All right. You and those other two guys, Dave Grohl and that other guy.
Yeah.
The three of you own the Nirvana.
They own one half. They own the Nirvana LLC, which is T-shirts.
But they don't. Publishing is all Kurt's.
He wrote everything.
Right. So you own that, but then you gave over all of that to Frances Bean, your daughter.
No. That's a lie. Frances has what Frances has, which
what does
is
she
about
have?
40%
of the Nirvana money.
Of the publishing money. Of the publishing money. But then I sold 25%.
Right.
And I had a really, really lousy lawyer. I don't have to say his name, so I don't have to say alleged.
Okay.
He was a fuck. Okay.
Why?
Because lawyers tend to be fucks, especially in L.A.
You mean you're accusing him of not being good about getting the right price for
He
your
did
25%?
not have no, he got a good price and then he sort of took the money and ran, if you know what I mean.
But how does that happen to you all the time?
It happens to everybody all the time. It's just the music business.
I have
I have a great agent now. His name's Jeff Franklin. He's 70 years old. He invented rock, right?
Right. He's 70?
He might be, I'd like to say he's 55, but you know, he's older and he's hot. He's kind of sexy.
Right.
And I met him, told him the worst thing I ever did is I go to Bellevue, on a stretcher for crack, whatever. He goes, "Did you have fun?" Which made me love him immediately, right?
Right.
And he said, "Listen, so-and-so, lady, poo-poo, whatever, la-la, whatever, some artist, has 400 million.
Right.
She has 100 million. The guys take 300 million. That's just the business. Deal with it."
Madonna, too? I mean, Madonna.
No, she
Why?
watches her pennies.
Well, shouldn't she?
She's careful.
Well, that's the smart way to be.
Yeah, but it's a real, like Jay-Z, he's got a guy named John Maneely. They don't give awards out for honesty in the business. They really don't.
Well, but
they should.
If you know Jay-Z's guy is honest, why not use him?
Because he works with Jay-Z.
Oh, he doesn't work with anybody else.
No.
It's just a Jay-Z guy.
Jay-Z is a full-time job.
But Jay-Z sits there and looks over the bottom line, right? He's a businessman.
Yeah.
You've got to become a businesswoman a little bit.
Well, I was thinking about going to community college classes, like Duff McKagan did that.
Right.
He's an MBA now.
Right. That's right.
He's an MBA.
Duff McKagan is an MBA now?
I'm sorry. He's 2 credits shy of an MBA.
I didn't know that.
He woke up with a exploded pancreas and an abscess, after years of excess, and said, "I'm done. I'm getting sober."
Right.
Thought he could, because he was in Guns N' Roses, get into a really fancy business school. Couldn't.
Right.
Started going to this community college. Was able to apply things immediately. Got sober. Right? And now runs this thing called Meridian Rock. He's a fucking hero in my eyes.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a lot of discipline. You get rewarded for sleeping with, twins, their moms,
and all
in
of a
every
sudden
hole,
you change it up.
And now you're running other rock stars' money.
Yeah.
And everyone knows Duff's not going to fuck with you. Duff was in a band called The Farts, for God's sake. He's not going to screw with you. And
why is he not going to screw with you? Because he's been in a band called The Farts.
Just because he's Duff. He's punk rock. He's one of us. How could he screw with us?
Well, you don't know that, but you assume that he's one of the good guys.
Yeah, you would assume that he's one of the...
Is that the way you see the world, that artists are the good people and the business people are the bad people?
Kind of the truth, yeah.
You think so? You think all business people are bad?
No, I have this agent that I love now. He's the first agent I've had in a long time that I truly trust.
Do you think maybe you...
His name is Jeff Franklin. I want to get his name in there.
Do you think you're attracted to bad people because then the drama continues sometimes? Like if you had a calm life, it wouldn't be as interesting?
I think that when it comes to men and lawyers, I have terrible taste. I think when it comes to friends, I have the best taste ever.
Are you seeing anyone now? You talk about your personal life. Do you have a man in your life?
I don't talk about my personal life.
No, I'm saying when you say men, it's been a disaster.
Well, not lovers.
Well, what are you referring to when you say men?
Boyfriends.
Exactly. Lovers or boyfriends.
Not really. Not fuck buddies.
Why has it gone bad? You certainly put out in bed.
I have weird judgment calls, I guess. I don't know.
But you even say...
I'm very passionate. I get really into it.
I know.
And then I get really out of it.
You even say sexually you're fantastic because you try harder than these pretty girls, right?
I think there was a quote somewhere.
Yeah, you said that.
So
You said you'll blow a guy, you'll let him do anal, you'll let him do it all.
Aw, Howard, not on the first date.
No, I'm saying you wait to the second date. Obviously, you're a lady.
When he can, just chill out for the lube.
No, but there's a lot to be said for that. In a way, that you try harder and you care in bed and you're into it and you're into making love, and that's a beautiful thing. I don't know what goes wrong. You would like to be married again and in a deep relationship, right?
No, I don't think I want to get married again. No.
Do you think a guy could put up with you? You're such a strong force. You're such a personality.
I am such a pussy.
Are you a pussy?
Kinda.
A pushover.
Bit of.
How did you end up doing LSD when you were 3 years old?
4.
How did that happen?
My father gave it to me.
Do you think that you were parented so poorly that the hardest thing in life for you to do was to be a parent because you didn't have any good life lessons in that?
Well, I'm really good with my daughter right now.
I heard.
Really good.
But you won't see each other, you only tweet each other.
No, we email too. And we
You do.
phone call.
Is that
Boy,
like,
it's getting more intimate.
Yeah, we're phoning, we're emailing.
how
and
painful is that?
What? It's not painful. It's great.
Is it though? Like, don't you
It
want
was
to just?
it was painful when she was gone. That was like not having a limb.
Why do you think she doesn't want to see you though?
Well, I haven't been in L.A., so
You don't go to L.A. at all?
I went, and then she was doing something. She was in Chicago or something, so we missed each other. We were going to see each other.
When's the last time you saw her?
I haven't seen her for 3 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's got to kill you.
It doesn't kill me when I talk to her, though.
Yeah, I guess as long as you're talking.
I mean, it was so extreme. It was like restraining order, and
What the hell went down? I never even talked to you.
She
about
doesn't really know what went down. She was surrounded by, how does a 20-year-old need 3 assistants and 4 law firms and 2 accountants?
She's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Have you met her fiance?
I've talked to him on the phone. He seems really, really nice.
Is there any plan to get together? Like, you could say to them,
Did I just burp really loud?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck you.
Courtney, you could send them a ticket and have them come to New York and see you, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're going, we just started talking on the phone about 2 months ago, and, I don't want to get too into her private stuff, but, she's really private.
Right.
And
She doesn't want to be a performer?
No, she got offered this modeling job. I mean, major prestige modeling stuff and major prestige movies. And when she was 13, she was offered Twilight. She was offered Bella in Twilight.
Is that right?
That's a true story.
How does that happen? Did she audition for it?
No. Someone just saw a picture of her in a magazine and sent me this script for Twilight. And she was like, "That's a sexist Mormon piece of shit," which is good,
right?
Because I called the most powerful agent in Hollywood whose daughter is friends with her. That's
Right.
how I know him. I don't know him as like a shark guy.
Right.
I only know him as a nice guy. He's not my agent, so I don't know that side of him. I saw a little of it at a party one time, but he's a good father.
Right.
And he goes, "What are you calling me for?" He goes, "You know what? Have her call me when she's educated."
Right.
And she's 18. He said the same thing happened to Gwyneth Paltrow, and he named a few other people.
But Twilight would have been such. I guess she just doesn't have the acting
She was 13.
bug. Yeah, but still Twilight. I mean, it doesn't.
But it would have destroyed her life.
You think so?
Oh my God! I mean, look at these cast off.
What's her life now, though? I mean, is she?
She's an artist.
Right.
She's living a happy life.
What's an artist? Painter?
She's drawing mostly.
Drawing.
And it's like sort of graphic novels she's into, kind of a niche thing, but it works for her. It's what she wants to do.
Right.
And she doesn't want anything to do with being Kurt Cobain's daughter or Courtney Love's daughter, and she's really working on that. And
What does she do when she meets other kids her age? And does she hide the fact that she's Kurt Cobain's daughter?
She's
and
really,
Courtney Love's?
really picky about who she lets into her life.
Yeah, it's got to be difficult, right? And she's
But
got
I
to worry.
still don't think she needs 4 law firms, 3 assistants, and 2 accountants.
Do you tell her that?
Yeah, I've told her that.
See, Twitter got you in trouble with your daughter too recently. You tweeted out that Dave Grohl was trying to have sex with your daughter.
Tried to seduce her, yeah.
Yeah, and she got upset because there was no truth to it. And then you had to tweet an apology. It's such a, you know what I'm saying? You've got to.
It's an affair. It was a roommate, and what I think happened is that she was curious about. She certainly had no ill intent, but she was curious about Dave on her own. She wanted to judge for herself. And so she met him on her own. And then I heard from a really impeccable source who.
That Dave was trying to fuck her?
No, but that Dave was talking about it.
About fucking.
I don't want to use that
Not
word.
with Francis.
He was apparent allegedly,
right,
from my impeccable source, who I'm not going to give away, but he's impeccable.
Right.
Dave was making dirty, just saying things that were inappropriate.
See, because
I could fucking kill him for that.
I got to, but it turned out it was all false, and you had to apologize to your daughter and say.
I had to apologize because it was all public, but the reality is, did Dave say these kind of dirty things?
Did you ask Dave before you tweeted it?
What, I have Dave's number. He has mine.
I thought you guys do because you have to discuss Nirvana business.
No, we don't.
Not
we're
at all.
supposed to by
Right.
law. We're supposed to have 3 meetings a year. We don't.
Why not? Because you guys can't stand each other?
Well, I once tried to have lunch with him, and he went on here.
Right.
He came in here and he laughed at it, and
I think he considers it too painful.
that's what I was talking to Pat Smear about this, and Pat was my friend first,
right?
And Pat was in Nirvana, and then Pat is in the Foo Fighters,
right?
And Pat said, Courtney, it could all be the lawyers. It could all be the lawyers, because it's not about Yoko stuff. It's about money stuff.
Well, to be clear, though, Dave's point was your daughter even said, Dave said nothing inappropriate. He never hit on me. And Dave even said, look, it's too ridiculous to even comment on. I would never hit on Francis. There was nothing lewd or lurid about the meeting. And so to me, I think you should have called up Francis and said, gee, did anything go on between you and Dave? Was anything inappropriate?
We weren't talking then, so that would have been, that was kind of stupid. I admit that was kind of stupid.
Right.
But if I do find out that it's true, I'm going to smack him. But
you wouldn't want your daughter with Dave?
No, she's not going off with Dave. She's got a fiance that she loves.
Aren't you impressed that Dave was able to make a music career outside of Nirvana and have this big band, Foo Fighters? Or you?
Yeah, I didn't know how big they were. I was in Guitar Center. I was buying a Telecaster for my guitar player. I looked up. I thought I was watching the Super Bowl. Man, it was fucking Foo Fighters. They're huge. Huge.
How do you not know that?
I didn't know.
They're huge. I mean, they're one of the few rock bands out there that are making a living.
Yeah.
I think
he was always an ambitious boy.
But you were critical. You didn't like when Nirvana supposedly had their reunion with Paul McCartney. That really bummed you out.
So I was given the incorrect information. Chris and Dave can sing a song with Paul McCartney all they want. I don't give a shit.
Right.
But I thought they were doing a Nirvana song with Paul McCartney, which I thought was like kind of cheeseball.
Did you? Why? You said if it was John Lennon, it would have been fine.
I mean, that's sort of a cliche thing to say, but it just, I don't know, I just didn't see it.
It rubbed you the wrong way.
Yeah, and I love, like, Wings and, like, Jet and what was the song from the
Maybe
James
I'm
Bond?
Amazed.
And Maybe I'm Amazed. Yeah, and Live and Let Die.
Yeah.
It used to be my favorite song.
Paul McCartney's one of the greatest.
Oh, Helter Skelter, he wrote that song. There wouldn't be a Sonic Youth without him. I mean, I love Paul McCartney,
right.
But I just thought it was like a cheese thing if they were going to do, like, Teen Spirit or something. I thought that was just cheese.
Isn't that a tribute to Kurt and his music? And
they didn't do it, Howard.
No. So what did they do? I don't even remember.
Are you getting Republican or something?
No, what song did they do together? I don't remember.
No one remembers, I don't think.
Do you remember?
No.
Did you watch it?
No. I wasn't even invited.
You weren't even curious?
No. Should I burp into the thing again?
Are you in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
No, you don't get in there until you've been in the business 25 years.
So how? I mean, it seems to me, when was the first whole album?
I'm eligible for it in 3 years.
In 3 years?
Yeah, and Nirvana's eligible in it for 3 years. In 3 years, and I don't know.
Do you think you'll go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Do you think
eventually? Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you should be in there.
But at the same time, I was talking with Billy Joe Armstrong about 2 years ago. He was inducting the Stooges, and I hadn't been invited.
You think you should have been there for the induction of the Stooges?
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. It's like, yo, excuse me. I mean, because some of the people were going were like plutocrats and.
In other
like
words,
my friend that owns hotels and like people like that.
Would you
who don't know really about rock and roll?
Would you like to have performed some Stooges music with your band?
No, I would just like to be there for the Stooges induction. I mean, the Stooges are a huge thing for me. So
why do you think they didn't invite you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm on Jan's shit list or something.
Are you on Jan's shit list?
I don't know. He sent me this thing to sign about 3 weeks ago. It's like an old Rolling Stone cover, and I'm doing a Rolling Stone piece. So
I don't think
I run into him. It's like galas. You and I both do fancy stuff on the side.
But maybe they didn't think of you.
You and me. I never run into it, this shit. So,
what
New
shit
York.
do I do?
You do like New York Gala for children. I see you.
Don't.
I see you. You do a little society stuff.
I do?
A little bit.
All right. Well, I'll run into you with these things, I guess.
I
if I
guess
ever do
so.
That.
I mean, I do a little of it too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun
it's
for
good
you.
to contribute. It's good to auction. It's good to give back. Yada yada.
All right. So let me understand what's going on with the business of this Nirvana thing. The only reason I'm getting back to it is you were critical because I don't get the whole business.
I just got ripped off for so much money, and the Muppets thing brought me to my knees. I had no say in that.
Okay, so the Muppets recorded a Nirvana song.
And made Kurt into a Muppet.
So how do you not have a say in that? You have 50% of the rights
They took the management away from me and Francis.
Who
in
took the management away from you?
A bunch of lawyers, man.
How can they do that if you own?
It
That's
was
like
slick.
what is it? Is it communism?
It took them a few years. It was slipped slowly by degrees.
So who made the decision to put the Muppets with Nirvana?
I have no idea. A guy named David. Who works for a guy named John, Esquire.
And they were somehow able to say, even though that's like saying they went into your bank account and took the money.
Yeah.
This
They
is
brought
what
me
you're
to my
claiming.
knees. I didn't know
don't
what
get
to
that.
do.
Are you sure you didn't sell the rights?
No, no. The week, like 2 weeks before Battleship, that movie Battleship had offered about $5 million for Teen Spirit, and the Muppets I think made $150,000. That's not fiduciary duty. So
I still don't
and
get
to
it.
see Kurt as a Muppet, I just started sobbing.
I wish you could explain. When you saw it, you started sobbing when you heard the Muppets.
I fell on my knees and I went, I give up. I'm jumping off the bridge.
That's when you usually call me. But
I know. It's they call the governor, please.
Yeah.
And I still, Howard, to this day, me and Franny were talking about this. Like, I said, listen, I don't have that lawyer yet. When I went to this party in Southampton last summer. It was Russell Simmons' party. And I was like, I need to find a litigator. My next boyfriend's got to be a litigator.
Why not just hire one? Why does he have to be your
Because
boyfriend?
The litigators that I want to hire tend to be about $250 cash to hire.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're about $1,200 an hour. And also, I think you could walk into Skadden Arps or wherever with $2 million in a suitcase, and unless you're referred in there by the right people, they're going to screw you anyway.
Is that a new tattoo on your arm?
This
Let It Bleed, it says. Is that old or new?
That one I got right with the whole Francis trauma.
Why? Well, Let It Bleed is the Rolling Stones song you're referring to.
It's a bad Rolling Stones song, but it's a good title.
You think Let It Bleed? Why would you tattoo Let It Bleed on your arm? What are you saying?
I don't know. It was like in the middle of the night, the East Village. I got a tattoo the way you're supposed to. At least I didn't get it like a poser.
When you get a tattoo...
because I'm,
wait, I want to understand this.
Plan it out and go over your drawings with your
think about it 5
trendy.
months.
Exactly right. Like
you don't like that.
No,
if
it should be in the East Village. It should be by a sailor who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and then you can get it cleaned up by one of those trendy guys later.
So you're telling me you walked into just a random tattoo place? That's the cool way to. That's the rock and roll way to do it.
That's the proper way to do it.
And you said to him, "Let it bleed on my arm."
That's exactly what I fucking
because you
did.
felt you had been wronged by the world and you were bleeding, and that was it. That was it.
But I was also back then taking Adderall, which is it's amphetamine salts.
What
so
are you taking now? Are you drug free?
Ambien. I take Ambien to sleep.
Every night?
No.
Why do you need to take Ambien?
Don't you ever take Ambien on the plane?
No. Not very rarely. I've done it. I have a bottle that's lasted me 7 years.
Mine hasn't lasted 7 years. It's lasted like 6 months, though.
Okay, so you're not taking Ambien all the time.
No, because it does make you. If you stay up, you get freaky.
Crack was the greatest drug you ever took in terms of your own.
No, I hated it.
Did you? I thought you said you.
No, I know I called in a lot and was out of my mind, but back then, remember, you were still in 92.3 and they didn't have TMZ.
Right.
So I didn't get in all that crazy Lohan trouble, right? I mean, I got taken to Bellevue and that was the end of the crack.
Right. You went to Bellevue, they cured you of your crack problem.
Well, going to Bellevue is a pretty easy way to get someone off crack.
In other words, because you see such horrible things that you realize.
I saw hermaphrodites, black, white, with fecal matter, talking to Satan, manacled to the wall. I didn't need to see that shit.
That was your rock bottom.
That was gross, man, yeah.
What about heroin? How'd you get off that?
That was easier. I gave, on Larry Flint, which was 14 years ago, I gave Milos Forman my word that I wouldn't do it again, and I never did it again.
Larry Flint wheels up to you and says, don't ever do heroin again, and you say, okay, I'll never do it.
No, Milos Forman, the director.
Oh, because you were going to be in a movie.
Yeah.
And you said the movie's more important to me than the heroin.
Yeah.
And did you go through a cold turkey experience?
Yeah, and I lost 30 pounds, and I stopped Valium and heroin in the same in 30 days.
Why do you think you became a drug addict?
I don't really know.
Bad childhood?
No. I'm
too
Jewish to.
Are you Jewish?
You know I'm Jewish.
I didn't know that.
For God's sake.
Courtney Love is Jewish?
Yeah, like the name Love.
Lovowitz?
It's a fake name.
What is your real name?
It was Harrison when I was born, but my grandmother on my mother's side is Jewish. and it's Cuban, so she's a Jewish Cuban.
I see.
And it's a weird long name that was changed to De La Sola.
Were they bad parents?
My parents, I didn't really know them.
How do you not know them?
Because I was in boarding school at 9.
They had the money to send you to boarding school.
Oh, my mother was really rich.
Is your mother still alive?
Yeah, and writes books about me and shit.
Oh, so you're not talking to her?
No, I don't talk to her or the other.
Well, then of course that's why you do fucking drugs.
No, I didn't like. No, Howard.
You don't know your mother.
I did
and she
heroin
writes
the first
books
time I did
about
heroin.
you.
I didn't like it.
You did heroin at a party. Were you at Charlie Sheen's house the first time you did heroin?
No,
Where
that's
were
a
you?
myth. When I was 22, before I was a rock star, I had a problem that me and my friends started an AA meeting.
Right.
And we started our own, and we kicked it, and that was the end of that. And then
How hard is it to kick? The physical aspect.
No,
of it?
it's not bad. It's,
Really?
I mean,
why
it's
do we
bad.
see movies where guys are shaking? And,
I know, it's so lame. You know what's way harder to kick? Xanax and Valium.
And those are so-called legal prescription drugs.
Yeah, and booze.
Wow.
Robin, you know this, booze.
You don't drink at all now?
No, I never did drink.
No kidding, not at all.
Never.
I would think
I
you
found
would
a
have.
picture of me with a whiskey bottle, and I'm like, what? I look like Tommy Lee. But I swear to God, I was never a drinker. Just not. If I do drink once in a while, I have a tequila shot.
Do you love rock and roll?
I live for it.
So, are you disappointed with what's going on with rock? Rock is dead in a sense, isn't it?
Dead, isn't
it's
it?
dead. It's died.
Dead. I'm touring. I'm starting touring on June 20th. I
Now,
tour.
is that a good idea for you to be touring?
Yeah.
Do you think your health could be compromised? I'm talking about your mental health and also
No,
drugs
it makes me feel better.
when you tour.
Yeah. I can't
the picture-
stand the whole socialite.
The series of pictures that I look at to this day, and not in a pervy way, but in almost like I'm amazed. You were on stage, you had no panties on.
No, I did wear panties. They were just very, I
No,
guess,
hold it.
skimpy.
Look at
You
this
always
picture.
have accused me of not wearing panties. You've shown me this before. You can't
No, I
see my
haven't.
pussy because I
I'm
am
gonna show you
wearing
your
panties.
pussy. Here you are on stage.
Let me
Maybe
see
I-
this.
Wait, let me see if
Oh
I
my
can
God,
see.
Stern. I
Let me
got
see
glasses
if I can
on,
see
too.
your pussy, as you call it.
That is not my pussy. That is a strip of fabric.
All right. When you were in the audience, though, the audience completely molested you. You stage dove into the audience. Your titties are out, and they're nice, by the way. Look,
But
look
that
at
was,
you.
it was like an athletic challenge. Yes.
Exhibit
We know
A,
about all that.
A and B.
Right.
What was that like? That experience? You
Well,
went
but
into
what
the,
was it like for
was
Eddie Vedder? What was it like for Kurt?
No,
for me,
people were
they were
you.
fingering me.
Yeah.
And I was sort of
it
like
was a
trying to
rape.
prove a point.
Yeah.
And I was in. It was right after Kurt died too, when I did it the most.
Right.
And I was in just so much like weird psychic pain. And instead of, you know, them getting me a psychiatrist or getting me a bereavement group, they just pulled a fucking tour bus and put in front of my house. Get in.
And does that cure you?
No, but the shows were apparently legendary. I
When-
can't remember most of them because I was wasted.
Who is it that did? Was it? Who is it that did? Lana Del Rey. Did she do a version of Heart Shaped Box?
Yes, she did. Isn't that cute?
And didn't you tweet her and say, you know, that's about my pussy?
It's about my vagina, yeah.
It is about you. That song is about your vagina.
It actually is, yeah.
Kurt Cobain wrote Heart Shaped Box about
Yeah.
your vagina.
Yeah.
And what is Kurt saying about your vagina in that song?
I don't know. Let's figure it out.
What are the lyrics?
She eyes me like a Pisces when I am weak. I've been stuck inside her heart-shaped box for weeks.
That's not a compliment. He was stuck inside your
Yeah,
heart-shaped
it's not a complimentary song.
No.
I wish I could eat her cancer when it turns black. Throwing down your umbilical noose so I can climb right back. Hey, wait, I've got a Nuka plate, forever in debt to your priceless advice, which isn't about me. It's about this chick that managed Soundgarden.
So was Kurt angry about your pussy?
No, but you know how Dylan wrote, like, all right, Miss Lonely, we better get used to it. You know, I write love-hate songs. Kurt wrote love-hate songs.
Right.
So, I mean, my best love songs are like, I fucking hate you.
Toward the end, were you and Kurt making love at all, or were you just kind of not?
The last few weeks, no.
No. Why? Were you fighting over his
No,
heroin
he
use?
was weak.
He was too depressed.
He was weak.
Yeah. Does that
Yeah.
bother you that you guys weren't on good terms when he died?
No, we were on good terms. He was just really weak.
He couldn't fuck at that point. or think about anything other than
He
his own
couldn't
condition.
think of anything but
It is
drugs.
sad.
It's
So
really
sad.
sad.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
really
sad.
is.
You know, I wonder if, like, you know, now if we'd be divorced and like we'd be amicable and he maybe live on the Upper West Side.
I know, I
and
wonder
marry a
about that.
model, have twins, you know, and how my alimony would have gone. And,
Right.
you know, I mean, I don't know that marriage would have actually lasted 22 years. Maybe.
You'd probably be in a Twitter war with him today.
Yeah, we'd be
tweeting back and
no,
forth.
No, see, the good news with Frances is she inherited from her father the enigmatic gene. Although she did get into one with one of the Kardashian kids, she got into a little Twitter fight.
Right, so she understands where you're coming from now.
Yeah, well, the apple and the tree, but she also has her dad's tree.
You've
so
said that if Kurt came back to life right now, you'd kill him for leaving
I
you
said
alone.
that once, yeah, but you know,
I get that.
Both me and Frances are really angry at him.
Of course.
You know, I mean, it wasn't
were
the
left.
right thing to do.
Right. You
He
were left.
felt like he was so young, Howard. He was 27.
I know. But if
And you
it's
think you're 90 when you're 27, but you're not.
so sad if he could have been saved because he maybe would be enjoying his life right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, all he had to live through was like Eminem, which he would have thought he would probably liked.
Do you think it would have disturbed him to live through Eminem?
It would have disturbed him to live through Limp Bizkit. I
Really?
can say that with authority.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
Limp Bizkit was kind of the end. I don't know. Limp Bizkit was just sort of the end of it, man. Come on, Howard. Remember that moment, Limp Bizkit? It was just sort of like, okay, it's over.
That was the moment in rock when Rock died with Limp Bizkit.
I feel that.
Now, that's a quote.
You know, and
Everyone
you'll
wonders.
like this because you love Playboy models, but and I don't mind them either.
Who doesn't?
Well, I don't mind them either. I like Vivid girls and Playboy models as much as you do.
You still watch porn?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Girls?
Yeah, but I mean, not all the time. You know,
You
I
been
just
with a girl
if I'm
recently?
in a hotel, I go to the porn station sometimes and watch a little. You know, how porn's progressing.
What do you think of the state of porn?
Well, there's a whole like sort of artsy movement, like Williamsburg hipster porn now.
Really?
Yeah, there's like hipster porn, like
What
you
is
know that
that?
show Girls.
Yeah.
There's like girls that look like that are kind of, you know, not afraid to show their jiggle parts, and they're wearing like horn-rimmed glasses and have kind of greasy hair,
Yeah, it's not glamorous.
like from an Urban Outfitters catalog.
Do you watch the show Girls?
I've watched it a few times. Yeah, my friend Jemima's on it.
Yeah, I thought you would like that.
Yeah, it's
It's hard to please you. You never know what's cool with you or not. You're sort of the
you please me.
Do I?
Yeah, I have 3 things to do here today. What is I know what lithium is.
Right.
I'm doing that, but I'm playing all chicks, and I'm not playing myself, and I'm not playing Nirvana.
Whoa. What
did you just say?
What did you just say?
I'm not playing Nirvana, and I'm not playing myself.
What about lithium? Are you on lithium?
Yeah, I picked 10 songs on lithium today, but the show
You're on lithium?
Yeah, after this, but the show I'm on after this is called Opie and Anthony.
Right.
What is that?
That's a radio show here. It's
Are
two
they
guys.
Shack Jacks?
Absolutely, they
Are
are.
they going for your crown? Are they shock jacks?
Well, they tried and they missed.
What kind of shock jacks are they going to ask me about Vivid girls? I mean, you can.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to ask.
See, I like you. I'll answer anything yours, but if they're brats, I'll kick them.
You know, look. The thing is that you and I know each other a long time.
Yeah, I once asked you to call the governor for me.
You're going on. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not on lithium, Howard.
Right,
she's
you're going on the radio channel lithium.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not on the drug.
Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I wanted to
no,
clear
there's
that
this
up.
serious station called Lithium.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell
named
you were
after a
talking
Nirvana
about.
song, and I picked 10 songs from the 90s.
Yeah.
And I just picked chick songs.
When is the last time you were with a man? Has it been a long time?
About a week and a half.
Oh, so you're seeing somebody.
Whatever.
Some random guy, or is it
Yeah,
like
just
a guy?
random guy, sailor I picked up at the
No,
dock.
stop that. No, really. Where did you meet this guy you were with?
No, baby. No, I
What
never.
is not, baby?
Because I don't kiss and I don't
I'm
do
not
it.
asking who it is. I'm saying.
But even, I can't.
Had you been with him before, or was it a first time?
No, it was. I'd been around there.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
So you're falling in love?
No. It's so. How do I do this? I know. I'll pretend I'm Jacqueline Onassis.
No, but what's going on with you? You don't want to be in love, so you just need to every once in a while fuck a guy?
No, I just don't like to talk about it.
Are you lonely?
No. I have my bands.
Who is in your band now? You're not calling it Hole
No,
anymore.
I'm calling Courtney Love because I just gave up on people criticizing. Unless Melissa comes back.
What do you mean you gave up people criticizing?
Well, it was just like, they wanted not the original lineup, but the Celebrity Skin lineup. And Melissa, I would take back. Even Patty, I would think I would take it back. But Eric, I'll never take back.
Why not?
He stole 74 guitars from me and Francis.
Let's say that's alleged.
No, it's not alleged. It's a factual thing. I have the cartage. It's actually with a lawyer right now.
Maybe he feels that he didn't take them, but they were his. Maybe he feels that way.
No, 18 of them are left-handed and were Kurt's and have serial numbers that match Kurt's. And he took a bunch of crates and then he's put them in storage and he won't give them back. And then he wants to do a reunion tour. And I have a friend who's in a bad company. He was in bad company.
Did you ask him for the guitars back?
Yeah.
And he said that they're his, right?
I went and he stole them from my Laurel Canyon storage under my name.
Well, let's just say again, because I know you get into trouble for this.
Alleged.
Well, it's not alleged. I mean, he might have a side of it that says, hey, this is something he was entitled to. I'm just putting that out there. You understand?
No. The cartage sign says, Courtney Love Storage, da-da-da-da, this date, November 2003. And I only found out about this in 2011.
Courtney, is it difficult to be in a band with you? I mean, you are a very strong person.
No, I'm really fun to be in a band with.
But you're also very dominant, and I don't think you sometimes can entertain somebody else's opinion. Would that be accurate with you?
No, my band's allowed to smart off to me as much as they want, as long as they know what they're talking about.
Okay, so you're going to go out on tour.
Yeah.
By the way, before we get to the tour, you claim to have been Lindsay Lohan's life coach.
No, I never claimed that.
She says she barely knows you, but you say you helped to get her.
I barely know her.
Oh, you do?
I've spoken to her directly twice.
Right.
And then through an intermediary, because she kept blabbing about this, it was getting planted everywhere. All I said was she should dye her hair back to red to the intermediary, and all of a sudden I'm her sober coach. It's like,
so that's not true.
No,
and
but
why are you
I do sometimes talk to the intermediary about stuff because she's clearly in need of help.
But why do you care about Lindsay Lohan so much? Because she's famous, or
no? Because people pick on her, and I don't like seeing people bullying.
You get
people.
upset about that?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You want to help her. You want to reach out to her.
Yeah, but I don't know where it's going to go.
Were you trying to help this girl Amanda Bynes, who was a child
star? The one I stuck up for yesterday.
Well, you tweeted again with Twitter. You said, "Hey Amanda, you better get your shit together, dude."
I wrote, "Pull it together, dude." Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Calling her a dude is an insult, right?
No.
Isn't it? Calling a girl a dude?
No.
Isn't a dude a guy?
Robin?
He's picking at things.
Am I?
Okay,
No, I don't
totally
mean to.
being over analytical.
Okay, so you said, hey, get it together, dude.
It's actually a term of endearment. When you call a chick a dude, it's like...
But is it... We were talking about this the other day. Elton John called out Billy Joel in public. When you care about someone, to tweet, hey, you better get it together, dude. Is that really helpful?
Pull it together, dude. And then she wrote...
That you're ugly.
That I'm ugly, which is like rolls off my back like duck water. When I was 14, I was so homely and I thought I was Kate Moss. I mean, ugly seems to be her favorite word. And
she calls everybody ugly, by the way.
And I wrote her back and I was like, no, you misunderstood me. I'm not insulting you. DM me, which means direct message me. And what I was going to do is turn her into a sober companion guy that I know.
Right.
If she wanted the help.
Does that ever really work?
Yeah.
It does?
I've seen it work.
I remember when Joe Walsh was with a sober companion for years. But it never worked until the Eagle said, hey, you better pull your shit together, dude.
Right. It's sort of like Larry Flint.
That's right.
If you know Nicole Kidman's going to get the part, you lose 30 pounds, get off heroin, and Valium real fast.
I think you told me this first. You said to me one time, hey, Howard, we were talking about lesbianism and stuff, and you said you had a lesbian affair with Kate Moss. No one ever made a big deal about that. Aren't you surprised?
They did make a big deal out of it, and I never said her name. I looked through the transcripts, and I said a British model.
Oh.
That could have been Naomi. It could have been a lot of people, and I got in a huge amount of trouble with Kate for that. And so...
But was it Kate?
No.
It was Twiggy.
Oh, it was Twiggy.
It was Twiggy. That's right. Robin! Fuck.
Why?
It was when I was 6 on acid.
Why was Kate Moss mad at you for saying that?
I don't think she was mad at me, but I was really mad because somebody was so diabolical that they went back 3 weeks. That radio comes and goes. It's ephemeral. Whatever I say today, if I say something controversial, it'll be aggregated today, tomorrow it'll be forgotten. Do you know what I mean? Like if I remember you had a thing with Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
It went on for a long time.
Years.
But that was ongoing, right?
That was then, and now we're friends.
Right. So if I say something today that's controversial, you know, it'll be over in a few days, right?
Right.
I don't want to say anything too controversial, but my point is the person that did this was a PR person who hated me, and she went back and she saw that sentence where it said boarding school. I read the transcripts.
Yes.
And I wrote to your producer and got the transcripts.
Yes.
And it says boarding school and it says an English model.
I see. So it never was Kate
I
Moss.
never said Kate, and it never was Kate.
But
so the Kate and me were friends. I didn't go to her wedding over it.
Wow.
You know, and it wasn't
Are you no
Kate.
longer friends now?
No, we're okay because I wrote her a letter explaining it, but it's really complicated.
Tell me what it was like, though, going down on her.
I don't know. I never did it.
She went down on you?
It never happened.
Why are you doing that?
Why am
Tell
I
the
doing
truth.
what?
Tell me what happened.
I'm cloaking myself in
Was it hot?
Grace Kelly-ness now.
Was it hot or
All
not?
my Grace Kelly is coming out. I've been in finishing school for the last 3 years. That's where I really
Is that
read.
true?
No.
I believe it.
Oh, really?
Look how together you are.
Oh, okay.
You went to a doctor. You know, a lot of people will say, "Oh, Courtney Love is crazy."
I know
Courtney
they
Love is
do that.
crazy."
Why do they do that?
Well, because you're
If
wild.
they could have proved I'm crazy, they would have been able to take the Nirvana stuff like that. With incompetency.
So you went to a doctor, and the doctor pronounced you perfectly normal.
My psychiatrist, yeah.
You went to a psychiatrist.
I went to the psychiatrist that runs Bellevue.
Okay. And you said to him, I want to know if I'm crazy.
And I took these 2 tests called MMPI-2.
Were you scared shitless to take those tests? What if they had
No.
said you were crazy?
No.
What would you have said? You would have said, oh, my God, I'm crazy.
Well, no, I would have said if I was bipolar or manic depressive, I would have said, oh, okay.
I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're not bipolar.
No.
You're not manic depressive.
No.
And you are the perfectly normal person.
Well, I'm a drug addict.
Right, okay. But aside from that, there is nothing that would indicate mental illness.
I'm eccentric.
Right.
I mean, I'm eccentric and I voice my opinions about shit.
But you are not mentally ill. You don't hallucinate. You none of that.
No, I don't
Right.
have voices in my fucking head.
So why aren't you proud of that?
Yeah, but I also think that, you know, I mean, you do America's Got Talent, right?
Right. Is it
I'm
true
going to do a big TV show. I'm not saying what it is.
Is it American Idol?
I'm not telling you.
I know that you've hinted that it's
I'm not
American
telling
Idol.
you. I'm not telling you because you know how those people are, and we can't.
Is it a done deal, whatever you're talking about?
It's a pretty done deal.
You are going to be on one of these shows being...